If you're clapping, you can make it louder. Thank you so much, Miss Victoria Adewemi. Can we please have our seat? You know, listening to how Miss Victoria did that beautiful rendition of a national anthem, I'm already reconsidering traveling out of Nigeria. I feel I should stay. I shouldn't japa again. Who is with me, please? All of you want to japa? Okay, we are pick between Nigeria and 50 million naira. Which one will you pick? You people are not nice at all. You are not nice at all. Thank you once again, Miss Victoria, for that beautiful rendition. Ladies and gentlemen, the train is moving, and like I said, we would not waste your time. We're moving straight to the welcome address, the welcome remark, and it will be given by the state coordinator himself. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, I hope he's within the building, please. If your hands are not too busy, please put them together for Mr. Jimo Daniel as he presents the welcome address to us all. Please keep clapping as he makes his way to stage. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Can I hear that again? Good morning, everyone. Okay, I'm not seeing you smiling. Oh, great. I welcome you all to this conference. I think this is the first of its kind in Kwara. Am I right? I can't hear that. I'm hearing the yes so low. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Commissioner in absentia, members of the Ministry of Health, members of the press, my co-advocates, and my intending advocates. I believe some of us will join after this conference. I want to welcome you especially to the Youth in Health Conference. Today is the World NTD Day, and today marks a very significant day in the fight to end NTD across the globe, not just in Nigeria. And especially for Kwara, this conference is one of the most important conferences to all of us. NTD stands for neglected tropical diseases. These diseases have thrived because they are neglected, and that's why they are called neglected tropical diseases. However, with the coming together of like-minded people, intelligent ones, mindful advocates like you and me, we will stand together united to end NTD, not just in Nigeria, but across the globe. I want to welcome you once again to this moment of eye-opening event that will be taking place. I would love that during this conference, you will go back home to become a representative of Food Impact, and by the end of this conference as well, you will extend a arm of collaboration with the Ministry of Health and other major stakeholders. By the end of this conference, I also want to believe that each individual that is in this room will go out there to be a youth champion combating NTD. So this, I would love that you welcome the next person to you. Tell them you are welcome to Youth in Health Conference. Thank you.
Please can we put our hands together for Mr. Jimo? Thank you so much, sir. I know there are a few people here seated who would be wondering what kind of diseases are we talking about? I'm not an expert in health, but through research, I found out that there are some of these diseases that I cannot even pronounce. And the best we can do as great citizens of this country and as people who have interest of our health in mind, the best we can do is put our hands together to ensure that we put an end to these diseases. A few of the lists that I have here: human African trypanosomiasis, leprosy, Noma, rabies, trachoma, and a bunch of other ones that I don't know how to pronounce. So, you being here today is to ensure that you can pick this message of change and transformation to every part of Kwara State and every other part in Nigeria, ensuring that there is transformation in our health. Please take note that the theme of this event is youth integration in the fight against neglected tropical diseases. And as we celebrate today, we are focusing on youth as catalyst for change, combating NTDs. So one way that we can put our hands together to do something grand, especially for this event as we are starting, is to make the world know that something great is happening currently. So let's do something together. If you have your smartphone here, can you please bring it out? When we are saying smartphone, we are not talking about Android, though. No. I don't mean it that way now. I don't mean it that way. I was just joking. So please bring out your smartphones. Bring out your smartphones. And let's take a selfie. Take a selfie. Very quick. Take a quick selfie. Great. Now, I would need us to go to Twitter or X now, Instagram, or even our WhatsApp status and update on it. Are you taking the selfies? Good. Now, when uploading, I would need us to use these hashtags. Hashtag NTDs, that's NTDs. Hashtag Act Now. Hashtag Unite, Act, Eliminate. Unite, Act, Eliminate. Hashtag Beat NTDs Niger. Someone is saying it's getting too much. I should come again. Okay, so let's start again. Hashtag NTDs, that's NTDs. Hashtag Act Now. Hashtag Unite, Act, Eliminate. Unite, Act, Eliminate. You're going to write it together. Hashtag Beat NTDs Niger. Beat NTDs Niger. Hashtag Youth Combating NTDs. And the last one, hashtag Foot Impact. Hashtag Foot Impact. One other reason why we are having this great event. Recently, I have a small daughter, and I could imagine that every now and then you have to rush a child to the hospital because of some diseases that we've not been able to combat together. Or just imagine that you are in your hostel. You are in your hostel, and then a particular student is falling sick every now and then, a close friend of yours. And the person has to go to the hospital every now and then. because we have not been able to put our hands together to ensure that these neglected tropical diseases have been combated. So your presence here today is not a waste, as we'll be learning from policymakers, from the government themselves and health practitioners on the necessary things to put in place to ensure that we eliminate NTDs. So once again, I want to say a very big welcome to everyone. Moving on our list is the goodwill messages. We'd like to hear from our organizers and partners that are here present in combating NTD. So please put your hands together as I bring to the microphone very quickly. Youth Combating NTDs, that's YCN, the representative of YCN here present. Please can we celebrate as the person comes to the microphone to share a few words. Do we have the representative in the auditorium? The representative? Okay, we should go on. Okay, he's coming. Okay. The representative of YCN, please can we put our hands together as the person comes to the microphone? Oh, great. Please, that clap can be louder, actually.
So, I don't know where to start from, but good morning, everyone. Yeah, standing on the already established protocol, I still want to thank our state coordinator for being here and the state team. Yes, they asked me to come and do for Youth Combating NTD, but I just have to quickly do that because they are not recognized well. And our speaker from the Federal Ministry of Health, I call him my father. So thank you for coming, sir. Yeah, so I bring you good news and goodwill from Youth Combating NTD. One focus for us is that we want to see all youth coming together to be able to solve the challenges we are facing in the NTD space. You know, some of us don't even know what NTDs are all about or how to help us to solve the problem we are facing in the NTD space. Okay, so today marks another landmark of bringing youth together to see that we are able to go all out there and create a proper and sustainable solution to help the community and also help the ministry forward so that we can go all together. And that is why it is youth coming together to combat NTD. I wish you a very sound and safe time as we deliberate together today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, the representative of Youth Combating NTDs. Please, can we put our hands together for him? Mr. Tibel Omole. There's quite a lot of things to say about him, but this is not the time to do that. Any moment from now, I'll be recognizing few personalities here present, so please, I crave your indulgence. We're trying to find the names and the titles accurately before we make our recognition. But as we move forward, we'd like to also bring to the microphone the representative of Food Impacts as they would be giving their goodwill message. Please, can we put our hands together for them? The representative of Food Impact. The representative of Food Impact, please, if you're in the building, would appreciate that you find your way forward as quick as possible. Okay, please, can we put our hands together for him? The representative of Malaria and NTDs Youth Corps should also get set. You'll be coming up immediately after him, and the representative of Site Savers. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the representative of Food Impact. Put your hands together for him.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's of great pleasure to be here. My name is Oladipupo Olaleko, and I welcome you all to this conference in commemoration of the World NTD Days. I plead to us to enjoy these moments because this is actually a voice we are trying to make known to people at large. And actually going to make a great impact for us, and I hope to enjoy a beautiful moment with everyone. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, thank you so much, representative of Food Impact. Please can we put our hands together for him once again? Thank you so much. Coming right next to grace our stage, ladies and gentlemen, the representative of Malaria and NTDs Youth Corps. The representative of Malaria and NTDs Youth Corps. Please make your way to stage for your goodwill message. Okay. Please can we celebrate her as she makes her way to stage. Thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. Good afternoon. It's so nice to see all these beautiful faces here. Standing on the existing protocol, it's an honor to stand before you today as we commemorate World Neglected Tropical Diseases, a day dedicated to raising awareness, fostering collaboration, and reaffirming our commitment to eliminating the burden of these preventable and treatable diseases. As we all know, NTDs affect over 1.7 billion people globally, disproportionately impacting the most vulnerable, the children, the women, and communities living in poverty. These diseases, including leprosy, river blindness, elephantiasis, schistosomiasis, soil-transmitted MS, and so on. They not only cause pain, they also cause disability and hinder educational opportunities. So, what can we do as we are here today? I want you to know that you're not here to waste your time. There are lots of knowledge to catch on here. We are here to raise an awareness. We are here to promote prevention. We are here to support mass drug administration. We are here to advocate for stronger policies. So as we reflect on today, I want you to remember that neglected disease should no longer mean neglected people. Remember the little effort we put in today will yield great reward tomorrow. Keep believing, let's keep pushing, and let's keep making a difference. Thank you.
Let's keep pushing and let's keep making a difference. Thank you so much, the representative of Malaria and NTD Corps. Please put your hands together for her once again. On my list, the next person coming to give a goodwill message is the representative from Site Savers. So please put your hands together as we bring to the microphone the representative of Site Savers as they share their minds concerning the World NTD Day today. Please can we put our hands together for them? The representative of Site Savers. I think they are not in the auditorium yet. All right. In the next few minutes, we'll be having goodwill messages. Goodwill messages from the government officials themselves. But right before then, I suddenly remembered one of our old songs that we used to sing then. I think they're part of the songs that we sing in those days when I was still in primary school, secondary school. I'm sure our daddy here present would maybe remember. How many of us can remember this song? Batarea dunko ko ka Batarea dunko ko to baka were to baka were to baka were batarea dun sherere batarea dun. What a beautiful moment. What a beautiful moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just leave us in the hands of the DJ. They should give us light music, very light music, and in the next 2-3 minutes, we'll be back again. Mr. DJ, light music. Thank you very much. You're welcome from that little break. I think we would not give our DJs balance. Abi? Okay, he just left us. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are still live at the World NTD Day, and I'm sure we are all having a swell time. This time around, we'll be having goodwill message from the government official, and we have here present no other than the state coordinator of NTD. No other than the state coordinator of NTD will be doing this. So please, ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, we should have recognized her earlier, but we are sincerely sorry about that. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the state coordinator of NTD, Mrs. Bamboye Christiana. a foremost government official and a leading force in the fight to eliminate NTD in Kwara State. Thank you so much, ma.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, vibrant youth. Yes, I consider it a great honor to be part of these occasions and to see these beautiful faces, handsome faces and beautiful faces. So when I entered to these premises, I saw the saluted vehicle. I was like, wow, this is a very big, important event. Thank you to the organizers of this program. I want to say thank you, a big thank you to all partners who will ensure that this program actually came to existence and to implementation. I'm not going to bore much with the big terms we use in neglect tropical diseases. Every person who has spoken here have told us one or two things about NTDs. I want to use this opportunity to welcome every one of us on behalf of the Honorable Commissioner for Health, in person of Dr. Amina Ahmed El Imam, who is unavoidably absent. You will all agree with me that we have a very august visitor in the state, in person of the office of Mrs. President. That is our #1 citizen of this country. That is Professor Madam Oluremi Tsunobu. You will all agree with me that she can be in town and the Honorable Commissioner will be absent from where she is. So that is why we will not be able to have all the relevant stakeholders present here this morning. So I tender apology on behalf of my organs. So I want to welcome once again to this very important event, very memorable event, which is the commemoration of the World NTD Day globally. And of course, Kwara State is joining the world to mark the event in a very big form. Of course, like the table, Mr. Table said, and the moderator, this is the first of its kind we'll be having in Kwara State. I'm expecting us to jab our hands together for the organizers and everyone present here. Thank you very much for coming to these very important occasions. And I want to believe we all know our reasons for coming here is that we as youths, we should be catalysts for what? For change towards combating neglect tropical disease in Kwara State specifically, through what? Our volunteerism and advocacy. So we all agree with me that we are not here for money taking, right? We are here for service delivery. Bearing in mind that NTD is one of the diseases that is the name tag neglected. It is not that we are neglecting the disease, but the people suffering from this disease are neglected, and it's very paramount in the tropic and subtropic regions globally. And of course, Nigeria is one of the countries, and it's free among the poor people, the impoverished, low-income settings, low-income earners. And the disease comes with side effects, causing disfigurations, disability, and mobility to the sufferers. And who are the sufferers? The less privileged. You will all agree with me that an individual having swollen scrotum, who is rich, will go to the hospital and ask the doctor, I can see an abnormal growth in my body parts. But a poor man may not have the funds to do that, may not have been informed. So we are all here as advocates and volunteers to tell the world about neglected tropical disease and to tell them that the medicine for this drug, treatment of this drug is what? Free. Treatment is free, ranging for the drug, even persons with swollen scrotum. The treatment is also what? Free. We have our partners, among the partners supporting this is Site Savers, among other partners, that support financially towards the repair of the swollen scrotums. So let us be good advocates. And what? To also preach, to also tell people, sensitize the community members that stigmatization is very, very wrong. Persons suffering from lymphedema, the vector carrying lymphedema is what? Mosquito, the same mosquito that causes malaria. So I'm not surprised we are having two programs being merged together here. malaria, and also NTD. They share common vector for transmission, that is female Anopheles mosquito. An individual from this will begin to see signs and symptoms after like 10 or 15 years, depending on the immune system of the person. Swollen scrotum. It is not that the man is promiscuous. It's because it's bitten by an infected mosquito, leading to what? Swollen scrotum. It could be swollen limbs, swollen legs that will term elephantiasis. There are management for this. So we should be advocates to sensitize our people in the community that stigmatization is what? Is not the right thing. No, there's an idea that says prevention is better than cure. It is not only better than cure, it is also cheaper, safer, and what? Better than cure. Bearing in mind that a person with a big leg may not be reversed again. But when you get to know in time, you will seek help. And there are various health facilities from primary health care center, they can access care. And the care is what? Free of charge. The medicine for treatment of NTD disease is also what? Free of charge. Nobody is going to pay for that. So we are all here to be advocates and volunteer to ensure that NTD is eliminated according to WHO targets for 2030. Is it possible? I want to hear our voice. Is it possible to eliminate NTD by 2030? Yes. Through the effort of you and I, we believe NTD will become a thing of the past in Kwara State and globally. On this note, I want to declare these meetings, this program, this event officially open, and I want to also crave our indulgence to be attentive to every sections we are going to be having in this program because they are very, very educative. I'm glad to see our young chaps, our children, our youth from secondary school. I'm correct, right? So once we are informed, information will go around, then NTD will become a thing of the past in our state.
Mr. Gabriel Afolayo is a distinguished Nigerian public health professional specializing in neglected tropical diseases, NTDs, and the very health of the public. He has made significant contributions to integrating mental health care into NTD programs, particularly in Nigeria and beyond. In 2024, Mr. Afolayo co-authored a commentary titled Windows of Opportunity in Integrating Mental Health into Care of Neglected Tropical Diseases, the Nigeria Experience, published in International Health. This work highlights the importance of addressing mental health issues among individuals affected by NTDs and diseases. I beg your pardon. And discusses strategies for incorporating mental health support into NTD care frameworks. Mr. Afolayo has collaborated with various stakeholders, including the World Health Organization and non-governmental organizations, to develop comprehensive care packages that addresses both the physical and mental health needs of those affected by NTDs and different challenges. Its efforts have been instrumental in shaping policies and programs aimed at reducing the stigma and discrimination associated with these diseases. While specific details about Mr. Folayon's international travels are not readily available, his work has undoubtedly had a global impact, influencing NTD programs and policies beyond Nigeria. His contributions continue to inspire public health initiatives worldwide, emphasizing the critical need for integrated and person-centered approaches to disease management. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, please put your hands together for his keynote speech, Mr. Gabriel Oluwole Afolayan from the Federal Ministry of Health. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and all protocol duly observed. I sincerely want to appreciate the organizers of this meeting for putting this very beautiful event together on a very important day like we have today. I also want to appreciate the state leadership, and I can see my Oga in the room. I'm sure and so proud of the work that is going on in the state. And having this number of champions, I'm very sure that the work that will follow after now will be a very fantastic one. I just want to ask for a few seconds just to send something to the media. I didn't want to share a slide before, but when I walked in and I see that we have people also from the secondary school in our midst, then I'd love to communicate a little bit in pictures so that you can see the drive around this. So just permit me to give me just two seconds. Tablet. Okay, I've sent something to you, which, don't worry, we'll come back to this. I want the slide on at this moment, and then at some point, I will ask you to play this video. So I'm very, very happy to be in our midst this morning on the commemoration of 2025 World NTD Day with the theme to unite to act in order to eliminate NTDs. I bring greetings from my principal at the Federal Ministry of Health, the Honorable Minister of Health, our PAMSEC, the Director of Public Health, the National and Director of NTD. They all have your best interest at heart, and I'm going to convey their goodwill even as I make this keynote speech. So I have 50 minutes to drive a message of NTD home. And so permit me to just take us through a journey so that we all can appreciate the essence of our gathering this morning. I would like that slide to be on now, just to provide a background. I've been asked to talk on youth as a catalyst. Youth as a catalyst in the fight against NTD. I've been asked to talk on youth as a catalyst in the fight against NTD. Next slide, please. But just to provide a quick background about what is this NTD. So there are three key words that I want you to pay attention to. I want us to pay attention to the word youth. I want us to pay attention to the word catalyst. And I want us to pay attention to the word NTDs. I also have a prize in case I call on you and you able to give me appropriate response. I came with a lot of goodies from Abuja today, and I don't want to go with them. So I want you to pay attention so that you can be as well one of the prize winner. Like I said, the key topic we're considering, there are three things I want you to pay attention to: the word youth, the word catalyst, and the word NTD. But let me provide a quick background as to what are NTDs. NTD is an acronym for neglected tropical diseases. Neglected tropical diseases. And these diseases are 21 in number. I'm very sure that most of us know about malaria. Most of us have heard about HIV. But many of us don't know too much about neglected tropical diseases. But one key information I want you to go home with is that we have diseases that are 21 in number, put together in one basket. And these 21 diseases are everywhere in the world. But so far in Nigeria, we have prioritized 16 of them. So there are 21 diseases called neglected tropical disease. Out of these 21 diseases that are found globally, 16 of them are in Nigeria. I hope you're following me because we're going to drive ourselves to a journey why we need to be a strong youth advocate. Out of these 16 that we prioritize in Nigeria, there are 5 of them that are called, so basically NTDs are associated with where you find poverty. Anywhere you see poverty, lack of safe water, poor hygiene and sanitation facility, you don't need to look too far. You will either find one or more NTD disease in that area. Next slide. The NTD diseases can further be grouped into two. There are 21 of them in the world. 16 are found in Nigeria. That's our priority for now. But these 21 diseases are further grouped into two. We have one group that has 5 diseases, and these are the diseases that you have on the board. When you are trying to learn something, if I'm meeting you for the first time, the very first thing you are interested in is my name. Name is an entrance to meeting someone newly. So the first group out of the 21 that are 5 are called preventive chemotherapy NTD. Don't be scared by that big name. What does it mean? Many of us are used to swallowing tablets when we are sick. When you start feeling feverish and you approach an health facility, that's when, if they recommend any medication for you, you're used to taking medicine when you're sick. But there are diseases that you don't have to have the symptoms in your body before you swallow medicine. Let me take it again. Why many of us are used to taking medicine when we are sick, there are other diseases. You don't have to show the symptoms. You don't have to feel anyhow in your body before you take medicine. You take medicine when you live in an environment where the disease transmission has been established to be taking place. That kind of approach where you have to take medicine despite the fact that you don't feel sick, that approach is what we call the preventive chemotherapy approach. So prevention, the chemo is chemical, therapy, drug. So you can as well swallow medicine even when you don't feel symptoms of any disease in your body. And that kind of approach is very common in our public health approach. So there are 5 NTD diseases that you will have to take medicine. Whether you show symptoms or not, those 5 diseases, NTD diseases out of 21, are called the preventive chemotherapy NTD. And I want us to make attempt by pronouncing them. This is where my gift, the first gift, will come in. Look at these 5 NTD diseases. Let's try to pronounce them by name, because the first way to know something is to know them by name. By the time I'm meeting you in the course of this conference, I want to know your name. And so the first thing there is onchocerciasis. Can we call it? 1, 2, go. Say it like you mean it. Good. There's something I've known. I realized that observation is very, very important when it comes to those people that we think are very intelligent. Nobody is intelligent than the other. The challenge will be, we'll all have different observation. Look at these 5 diseases. What do you think they have in common? Without even, there's this last alphabet, Abi, A-S, I-S, HASIS. So it's like this NTD disease always end with what? Has. Even if you don't know the name, you can say ASIS. That's the first thing I observe about the NTD diseases. It's like the last 4 letters has similarities. So the first one there is onchocerciasis. The second one is lymphatic what? Filariasis. Let's say it. 1 to go. No, say it. Lymphatic filariasis. Let's say it together from this end. Say it like you mean it. Good. The third one on that basket is schistosomiasis. Want to go? I'm talking to the youth. Good. The fourth on the list is soil-transmitted hemitiasis. Want to go? Say it like you mean it. Beautiful. And the last one in that basket is trachoma. Can we say it together? Not Tacoma. Tacoma is a brand of Hilux. This one is a disease. Trachoma. Can we say it together? Excellent. Now study these 5 names in 2 seconds. And let's see if you can pronounce them. And probably you go with the first gift that I have. So if we want to be a strong advocate for NTD, we must first know this disease by what? By name. So you have 1 more seconds. You look at it. You look at it. They say repetition is the mother of memory, isn't it? So let's say it again from the beginning before they take the slide away, and then you will now tell me. Are we together? So let's say it again. 1, 2, go. Say it now. Yes. 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 Not okokomiasis. Are we together? Can we take that slide away? Let me see who will go home with the first gift. I want someone from the, don't look at, I hate cheating in my life. I hate it with all my blood. So don't cheat. It doesn't worth it. Are we together? But I want someone who, the thing is still on the, okay, let me drive this message home quickly by looking at the vector. What transmits this disease? Okay, you want me to, can you just bring up the slide again? Bring up the slide again. Let's look at the vector. Maybe that can reinforce learning. So like I said, there are 21 NTD diseases in the world. These 21 diseases can be further divided into 2. One group has 5 diseases in a basket. If I take 5 from 21, how many is left? Good. So one group has 5 diseases. The other group has how many? 16. But we're not focusing on the 16 for now. Let me focus a little bit on the 5. And the 5 is called the preventive chemotherapy NTD. Why the name? The name is because we always give out medicine to everybody, whether you show symptoms for the disease or not. As long as you are living in an environment, in our own environment, where disease transmission is ongoing, then you have to take NTD medicine. That kind of diseases that we treat everyone, regardless of symptoms, is what we call preventive chemotherapy NTD. And there are 5 of them. Now, look at the lymphatic filariasis. One of the common features is the elephantiasis, swollen leg. If you look at that leg to the left, it looks like the leg of an elephant. Abi? The elephant leg has a fold, that kind of a thing. And that's where the name is derived from. So, when this disease get to the late stage in our body, especially the lymphatic filariasis, you see the leg becoming swollen up. And over 120 million Nigerians are at risk of this disease. You can say, oh, my own leg is very smooth. Oh, me, I no get this kind of a thing. Nah, lie. You know why? This one is transmitted by mosquito. How many of you killed 2 mosquitoes yesterday? You see? We are all exposed. Just a bite of an infected mosquito that we all sleep. They will even be singing in your ear. You say, this mosquito, this mosquito. The moment you are exposed to a mosquito bite, you have the chances of developing lymphatic filariasis. How about the onchocerciasis? The vector of transmission here is black fly. It's common in fast-flowing rivers. Many of our parents are farmers. Many of us are farmers. It's just out of school. When we get back home, we still assist our parents in farming work. And the moment you are exposed to this vector, there is chances that you will also develop the onchocerciasis, which is another word for onchocerciasis is the river blindness. Now look at that child. Look at the second picture. There's that child leading the father around with a stick. Abi? One is blind from disease. The father is blind from disease due to onchocerciasis, but the child is also blind. You know why? Because she will not be able to attend school. And so her future is also at what? At stake. One is blind of disease. The other one is blind of his potential if things is not done properly. So the third one is schistosomiasis. The common symptoms you see in schisto is children urinating blood. Very common. If you are from Ipogun in Ondo State, I know this is Kwara, but you know many of us students were all from around. This disease is so rampant that they thought male child is also doing menstruation because they were just urinating blood. They said, we've not seen this thing before. Is it that this thing is now, so some call it because children will be urinating what? Will be urinating. This thing that they are holding in their hand is actually their urine. And it's common with water snail. The fourth one you see there is soil-transmitted helminth. When our children, people practice open defecation. As a child, you will say, it's just a baby, leave him now. Just bend that. Now. If you promote that kind of a thing, what it means is the moment the feces get dry in the soil, and we are playing, some of us play football without wearing boots. I've done that before. Children play in the community without wearing shoes. The moment they step on that floor, then they will be infected with the soil-transmitted helminth. And trachoma, the vector is housefly. Taking a fluid from one person's eye to the other, these vectors have potential of transmitting diseases. So, mere looking at it, if you ask me, so what can I do to prevent NTD? By mere targeting the vector that transmits these diseases alone, you are already halfway to play your role. If you have a clean environment, you don't allow bushes around your home, mosquito will not have a breeding site. If you frown at open defecation, our children will not play and step on a soil that is contaminated already. If we have access to clean water, borehole, tap water, we will not go to the river to fetch where we are being exposed to black flies and every other thing that transmits these diseases. So there's so much to be done beyond just swallowing a pea. Mere understanding the vector of transmission can steer our heart to act even as an NTD champion. Next slide. Next slide, please. I just want to show you one of the ugly thing, because when you are hearing okokomiasis, so you may say, which kind of disease is this one? Even the name is even very big. Let me bring it home for us. Look at our children. Look at our brothers and sisters. This is one NTD called Buruli ulcer. Let me give you some of the NTD diseases apart from the 5. The other 16, let me quickly mention them so that you can also document them. One of the other 16 NTD diseases that are called case management NTD. So I want to break it down into 2. Don't forget that I said NTD are how many diseases together? 21. 5 of them are grouped together and called what? Preventive chemotherapy NTD. The remaining 16 are called case management NTD, or you call it innovative disease management NTDs. Let me give you an example of the case management NTD before we drive this change. Example include leprosy. I'm sure you've heard about leper, or this leper, that their finger pierced due to bacteria. Another example is Buruli ulcer. I'm coming to this slide, but let me just mention the remaining ones. Then we have guinea worm disease. We have eradicated that one in 2013. We have yours. Just write it down. We have leishmaniasis. We have scabies. You may not catch up, just write the few ones because I'm just saying it off. Like I said, we have Buruli ulcer, we have leprosy, we have yours, we have scabies, we have leishmaniasis, we have podoconiosis. Disease on Abi? Opo. Podoconiosis. Are we together? Guinea worm disease. Human Africa trypanosomiasis. Human Africa trypanosomiasis. Have we written them down? And many other more in that example. But let me focus on one of the case management NTD. Look at this. Look at a disease, an infection that people don't even understand. It will start like a pain wound. This thing, this hand, this leg, usually start as a what? A pin, just like something, a pin prick you like this, and it's open. You now say, which kind thing is this one now in my hand? And over time, the wound keep what? Spreading. This thing will hit anything, flesh, bone, cartilage. Over time, I saw a baby. I'm the one that caught the picture because it's so horrible. You see this boy here? When I saw him, there's no leg again. It's only one bone pointing at me like this, one tiny bone from below the knee. Look at this. Look at these children. By the time this thing finish hitting their hand cannot be straight again. So it leaves them with what? Severe contracture. This is how our children's hand will be. Somebody that was born full, like me and you, like this. These people were not born like this. Look at those babies on top. Let's assume that in a world where the work is now technology. Every work you do now, you have to press computer. Abi, can these people also be a banker doing balance sheets? No, they can't. That means because of NTD diseases, their future has already been what? been compromised. They were not born like this. But because we don't know what to do, because we don't act on time, we have now limited them to the kind of job that they can do. I was in Kogi 3 years ago. And I entered this compound. I saw a teenager, maybe an age of 19, very beautiful. When I entered the compound, I've not seen ebony beauty since I've been moving around. And this girl sat on a bench and she greeted me. Good afternoon, sir. I said, oh, how are you? Please, we are here to see one so. I learned that the lady has lymphatic what? Filariasis. She said, I'm the one, sir. I said, you? And then she lifted her what? Her gown. My God. It's a word apart between her face and her what? And her leg. Me that have been looking at her, this is a beauty. Immediately I saw the leg, I look again. And she was not born like that. Then I asked her, so are you going to say, I can't cope. The shame is too much. Where's your father? Say he has run away. They said, it's like God is angry. It's not God, it's mosquito that bites you. There's no, you are not cursed. It's just a, your father ran away thinking you are cursed by God. You are not caused by God. It's just a mosquito what? A mosquito bite. So these diseases, though NTD will not kill faster, but one of the things that it does to our people, our future generation, is that it always places a limit to how far and how well one can achieve his or her worth, his or her potential. And that's why on a day like this, it's very, very important that we bring this awareness home so that you become an agent of change within your circle. Whether by doling out the right information so that people, know what to do and what not to do. Whether by putting out anti-stigma campaign so that those who are already affected, they can be able to cope with the shame and things that go on around them. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that hand. Look at their age. Hello? 6, 8 years, children, majorly children. Our sister, your children, if we don't act, their future can be jeopardized like we have on the screen. Next slide. So, next slide, give me next slide. Let me quickly run through because I'm driving to somewhere. What can I do? Out of 774 LGAs in this country, NTDs are found in 770. There is only 4 LGA in this country that we don't have one of PC NTDs documented so far. But every one of us have something to do. Whether you're a student, you're a teacher, what have you. Here are the intervention strategies in the fight against NTD. The first one is the mass administration of what? Of medicine. We must, so there are diseases and there is effective medication. We have found tablet medicine that work for these diseases. And so we must get the medicine to everyone living in the society. Very, very important to do that. The next thing we can do is innovative disease management. What does that mean? One of the NTDs is also snake bite management. Snake is everywhere, isn't it? When snake beats someone or bites someone, will you be administering antivenom to another person? No, you have to treat the person beaten by snake. Look at the people with wound. Will I be applying antibacterial cream on another person's leg? No, I have to apply it on the child being affected. That kind of management where you address the people with the burden is called the innovative disease management. I've mentioned that we need to do vector control. Clean your environment. Be an advocate. Don't let anybody defecate outside where you are. Don't say he's a child, she's a child, just allow him there. No, you must frown at open defecation. The next thing you can do is water sanitation and what? And hygiene. Most of our people get exposed when they go to places to fetch water that are not clean and hygienic. I was in Bayelsa and I saw a child stooling inside water, and then another is fetching the what? The water to take hold. They just like fear. Whoa. So when people have access to clean water, proper sanitation facility, you're already cutting down on this what? On this infection. Then how about stigma reduction? Look at that beautiful girl that I saw 3 years ago. She's stigmatized. She can't play like others. I'll play you a video of a young teenager. What we heard about him was that while he was growing up, he was very good with football. You will see how elephantiasis deny us of our another Ronaldo that will have emerged. Because of a disease, though he has the potential to be a very skillful footballer, but a disease has just placed a limit to what he can achieve in life. So when we reach the point where we are calling every one of us to do something, I'm just trying to lay a foundation so that you can make meaning of this special occasion today, that we must arise and do what we need to do in order to prevent another child, another youth from not fulfilling his or our worth of our potential. So we need to do anti-stigma campaign. And then we need to advocate. We need to communicate and mobilize resources. We will look at it as we move on. Next slide, please. All of this is documented in what we call the Nigeria NTD Master Plan. If you want to know more about NTD in this country, because you can't even change anything if you are not informed. You know, we say youth as a catalyst of change. You can't catalyze anything without first being what? Being informed. So we already have launched. If you go online, you will see this document. It's good for you to know, what is this country planning? What have they planned in order to eliminate NTD in this country? We have a plan, a 5-year plan since 2023 that will elapse in 2027. So why we gather all of you is that we have realized that this plan, we may not achieve it if all of you didn't play your what? Play your part. There's a plan to free Nigerians from NTD diseases. It's well documented. You can see where the diseases are. You can see the burden. You can see the strategy. Even the resources. I think this plan, we were asking for 8.6 billion naira for the next 5 years. That we need as much of these resources, to roll out in order to eliminate NTD disease. The very first place to start with, if you will be a catalyst of change, is to be a youth that is well in what? Informed youth. You must be informed. There are other resources out there that you need to read. You need to read about our struggles. You need to read about our achievement. The first big step forward you need to put on is to be an informed youth. Very important. So there's a plan already for Nigeria to eliminate NTD. And the call is that you have to get acquainted with it and challenge our strategy. It is when you know what we have done that you can query what can be done better. But we have a plan, but there are certain issues I want to draw your attention to. Give me next slide. These are the issues. So, when we talk about youth as a catalyst of change, we want you to change this for us. These are the issues that need you and your input. They are not exhaustive, but I just penned down 5 issues that I want you to start thinking about and be an advocate of change. I'll tell you 2 stories. One is personal to me, and the other story that I want you to take note of. So these are the issues. What is the issue? The youth are not part of our plan from inception. We have already designed the plan because I was very instrumental to the development of this plan. I remember in all the meetings that we had in Abuja, I never see any youth represent what? No. Your voice were not captured. So we've made a plan for you for the next 5 years. And the you that the plan will affect, you are not in the room to tell us your own contribution. And I said, it's like that. You know why? Because the youth are not coordinated to present their voice. As at when we developed this plan, that was 2023, there was nothing like foot impact. And that's why I really love and celebrate the organizers of this event this year. Please, can we give them a round of applause? There was no youth voice in the room when we were designing your future. But with this number, it cannot happen again. Because I know that you will coordinate yourself more. Now there's a launch of Nigeria, malaria, NTD youth call. We are now seeing the emergence of a coordinated youth platform. So that when I'm organizing the next meeting in Abuja, I can say, can I have youth representative to tell us how we need to move forward in the next time? So before, there was no youth voice in the plan. We have decided the future in your absence because you never show up in the first instance. If youth is the leader of tomorrow, who are they today? They are catalyst of what? Change today. Change today. One of the also big issue there is that how do we foster intersectoral what? Collaboration. The NTD solution is more than just swallowing tablets. If it is only swallowing tablets, an NTD will be solved. We will not be here by now. But we have realized that despite the fact that there can be medicine to swallow, the solution for NTD goes beyond swallowing. There is something the water, sanitation, and hygiene people need to what? Need to contribute. There's something people in education need to contribute. There's something people in information technology need to contribute. There's something people in empowerment need to contribute. The question I'm throwing out to you is that how do we foster what? Intersectoral collaboration? How do we ensure that everybody is identified and is able to contribute to the fight against NTD? I'm throwing it to you in this conference. The next issue there is, how do we deliver the message of what? Of anti-what? A lot of NTD people, persons affected by NTD, because of their disability, they are usually what? Stigmatized. How do we send the message home that this is not witchcraft? Don't run away from them. You know, in meeting in Abuja, when we always have a national meeting, and I will see people that are affected by leprosy, they usually come early because we used to invite them to our meeting. When they come early, you know what they used to do? 3 of them used to attend our meeting. But I noticed that anytime they arrive in the hall, they will go and sit at the back. Hello? They will go and sit where? You arrive early for a meeting. You're supposed to come to where? In the front. No, but they will just line up. So, because I know leprosy is not transmitted by shaking hand, may I shake? So I will shake them. When I shook one, he said, in the last 22 years, you are the first person that stretched forth your what? Your hand to me for a shake. Why? How can I shake him? Because I know it's not transmitted by what? Our people say, hey, leper, kill them. In fact, put them outside the community. How do we change the narrative? That's what we're calling you on to do. Then how do we get, look at the next one. How do we sustain, underline the word, sustain delivery. Delivery of what? Of NTD. These are examples of NTD medicine. They are free. But you know the challenge here? How many of you have swallowed this NTD medicine last year? Let me even do a statistics. If we have taken any of these tablets before, because these 2 tablets is to prevent the elephantiasis. All of us in this room, how many of you have taken this medicine before? I know I'm the only one that came from Abuja. All of you are in Ilorin. You are in Kwara here. Please let me see your hand if you have taken any of these 2 medicines displayed on the room. Oh my shield. You see what I'm talking about? No, you too, look around, look around, look around you. Look at the number in this room. Look at the number of people that have taken you know that there's a real issue now. It's obvious that out of over 1,000 or in this hall, we cannot even count 10 people that have taken this medicine. Last year, nobody. The question is why? And you should have taken. It's free. You don't buy it with money. So, can I ask 3 people from the audience, why have you not taken this medicine last year? Why didn't you take it last year? Can I take response? I need response. Anyone? Yes. Tell me your name and where you live. Yeah.
I am Ali Olawale. I live in Adeta, Ilorin. But we didn't see anybody distributing the drug. There was no local distributor.
Thank you. Please take note of that because that's a real issue. Yes, let me hear from my sister. Why? In this hall, only 7 people raised their hand up that they've taken NTD medicine. So why? Let me hear. Tell me your name and where you live.
My name is Agbola Maimuna. I live in Ibadan.
Ibadan.
Yeah, by school in Kwara State University.
Okay. So let me exclude you because you live in Ibadan.
Okay.
Let me look for people who live in Ilorin. You live in Ilorin. Yes. Why have you not taken these 2 medicine before? Yes.
My name is Patrick Messi Dorothy. I live in Kwara State here at Tanke Okudo. Because I was not informed about the NTD and the drug was not it didn't reach my side.
I'm not informed. The drug didn't reach my side. Tanke Okiodo. My friend, you said you live where? Adeta. I live in Ilorin in Adeta. I've never taken this medicine. I never see anybody distributing this what? Medicine. I need one more person that live at other parts of this town. Yes.
My name is Ameda Inkaisha. I live at Ogidi.
Ogidi.
Yes. This is my first time of hearing of NTD, talk less of distributing the job.
This is my first time of hearing about NTD, talk less of medicine distribution. Are we together? This is a sample of our population in this town. If these few number are in this hall, you can imagine times 10 of this number are in this town that have never seen what? This medicine together. Now that you that are here, how do we change the what? The narrative. That one is up to you to determine. If the medicine is available, this is the state coordinator. The medicine is available. She is here as our state champion. So what will this number do differently between now and next year before we come back again for this celebration? So that when we take the statistic of people who have swallowed the pill, please, do we have NTD tablet in this hall? Thank you, sir. Good. So please, part of the package for you attending this meeting is to meet them and take your what? Voluntary P. It's very, very important. Very, very important. So you can see this number of people. Why is it important that we take our medicine? Let me explain to you. Do you know that lymphatic filariasis can be eliminated? We can live in a country where nobody will have that swollen leg. How will that happen? WHO says, take this medicine. Are we together? Take these 2 tablets to 80% of your population. Let me repeat it. How are we going to break the chain of this NTD disease, especially the lymphatic filariasis diseases? WHO says, carry these 2 medicines. Take it, give it to at least how many percentage of your people? How many percentage of your people? So let me break it down. Look at this part of the hall to interpret how we will break the chain of this disease. Look at this part of the hall. If I carry these 2 medicines and I said, take your ivermectin, take your albendazole, these are free good medicine. It's been on for more than that top one has been on for more than 25 years. That one on top has been around. We've been swallowing it for more than 25 years. You have not taken it. All of you, maybe 15, 16. You, some of you are. I've not seen it. See my sister, I said, I've not seen it before. Imagine. And that's the truth. That's why the disease is still with us. If we want to eliminate this disease, you know what we need to do? I would carry these 2 tablets and give everybody up until the 80% of people on this row. So if I'm sharing it from down, I can just say, okay, if we have 10 tables here, 80% of the table, hence where? Here. Abi? Leaving these 2 tables alone. So if we want to break the chain of this disease, all this number must have taken this what? Taking this medicine. Otherwise, the disease will continue to be with us. We are exposed to mosquito. We are not taking our preventive pill. But I'm glad that this number in the hall will change the what? Will change the narrative. Very, very important. Now, the last thing there is the tools. There are a lot of these diseases that we don't even know how to identify yet. Probably they are hiding because we don't have the desired tools to move on to this. Give me the next slide. As I round up. Give me the next slide. So, this is where it is. I've shown you what it is. But I realize that when we talk about the category of people that need to act, it's like we are all divided into these three categories. The youth, the adult, and the what? And the old. Everybody seems to have what to contribute. And others have the efficiency. The youth, the young people are majorly known to have empty pockets. How many of you have 2 million? You can give me now. Eh? How many of you have 5 million? You can give me now. Okay, give me your number so that I can follow you up properly. Okay, 1 million to give me. Maybe 2025 when you are. So the young people are jokingly known as a group of people with empty what? You see that boy bringing out his purse. Shishi I no get. Shingbai no day, sir. I see me like this. Everywhere in a package, shishi no day. Are we together? But the youth, the young people are known for two strengths. Can we echo it? Look at that yellow bar. What is known for the young people? Time and what? How will you make use of this precious time? And the energy in terms of creativity, your innovation. I know you don't have money. I'm not asking you to bring money. But what can you do with what you have in terms of time and your worth and your energy to drive the change? I will take the response after this thing. I want you to start documenting it down. Look at the young adults. The young adult seems to have small money now in their pocket. Are we together? And they have energy. But what do they have? They don't have time. You know, when I walked in yesterday and I saw the beautiful work that the team, being led by Tabe, put together, I was so impressed by this thing. Who will have gathered this number for a World Day, for a World NTD Day, if not for the young what? For the young people. I can't do it. So choke with responsibility. The young adult has money and energy, but there's no worth, no time. How about our old people? They have worth, they've retired, they are not doing anything again. They have time. What do they have again? They have money, but they don't have what? They don't have energy. And you know that the society has been divided for a long time along this thing. And that's why I love this, our team. The team now says what? Unite. Unite. Let the people with money and energy, with time, does what? Unite. Let's come together. When three of us come together, what will be lacking? What will be lacking? Abi, you are tired of me. So I should go and sit down, Abi. What will be lacking if all of us come together? Nothing. Look at it. So when the charge means unite. Don't let us go on our divide. I know I don't have time. I know I don't have the energy. But I have resources. But you have resources. You have innovation. How can we rally together to unite? When we unite and then act, I can tell you the word catalyst there is speed up. Make happen quickly. A catalyst is something that speed up the rate of what? Of reaction. When the youth join the force We have been just saying they don't matter, they don't matter, they don't matter. But honestly, I feel that if this category of people can come together to act, then in the next 5 years, we can't be talking about elimination of this disease. Give me the next slide. So when you talk about catalysts, give me the next slide. We're talking about young people coming to stimulate. We're talking about people to fuel. We have talking about young people providing the tool. We're talking about young people making available the trigger that will bring about the change. There's always cause and effect because of young people. You can imagine all of us now taking this campaign away from here. There would definitely be a change. We're talking about setting the mechanism. We're talking about the young people as an impetus. We're talking about the young people providing the what? The spark for the change. Next slide. Next slide. Now, why should you act? I want you to listen carefully. I'm about to wrap up with this 2 story. Why must we act? Why must we act? There's something that happened to me in 2009. Now listen, I don't know where the background noise is coming from, but I want you to listen. I want to end with this story. Why must you act as a catalyst of change? And I want to share my personal experience, how I got here today. There's something that inspired me so much, and that is the national anthem. I want you to pay attention at this point. Please don't be distracted. This is the meat of our meeting today. Very, very important. Why should you act? Look at the first stanza of the national anthem before this new one. I'm talking about myself as an agent of change in 2008. What set my life on fire? I'm one of the most fulfilled young adults you can see around. I'm happy about my life. But it was intentional. Why building it up? I didn't arrive here by accident. And I want to leave you with this note. Look at this. The national anthem that came to me in 2020 now says what? Arise. Oh, compatriot. Now think about it. What does it mean to arise? To arise means to change position. Abi, you may have been, well, I don't care attitude. Na dem sabi. Whatever will be, we what? Will be. Give me all those lackadaisical kind of, I don't care, that kind of a thing. But one day, this anthem changed the course of my life. And that's the story I want to tell before I wrap up and leave here. When I meditated on this anthem, it says, arise. That call is a charge. It's like, wake up, Remy. I know you've not known about NTD up until now, but now you've known. Abi, you are now here hearing it better. So the call, the charge this afternoon says, arise. Change attitude. Change position. Change perception. So that word came to me strongly. It says, arise. But I discovered that that call is not for everybody. The call is directed to who? A compatriot. Who is a compatriot? Anyone? Who is a compatriot? Eh? Who is a compatriot, please? Yes, my sister. Who is a compatriot? Give me the meaning of compatriot. Another word for compatriot is what? No. What's the meaning of compatriot, please? Yes. Somebody that is passionate. Let me squeeze this thing into your hand. Somebody that is passionate about his worth, his country. Now take note of this. It says, arise, oh compatriots. Compatriots are those who love their country genuinely. You will never find them talk down on their country. Now, do you know that I school here in Ilori? Okay. Oh, I finished from Unilori. And after that, I'm telling my story and leave you with a charge. But something changed my life. And I'm drawing your attention to it. This anthem changed the course of my life. It says, arise, oh compatriots. Those who love their country. Those who don't want the other child. I don't want to see another child limb be like this when I can do what? When I can do something. I don't want to see another beautiful girl by face, but the leg is what? Is far apart. The same body. So there's this call to say, arise, oh compatriots. Now, who is calling you to arise? The next line says what? Nigerians. Now, we're talking about over 200 million what? Nigeria is calling you. You know that there are calls when you see them, you just press them. I don't want to receive this call now. Has it happened to you before? Somebody is calling you and you don't want to you just busy the call. Abi? But do you know that there are certain people that when you see their call, regardless of where you are, say, excuse me, sir, I'm coming. Because this call is very what? Just assuming that you can confirm that the governor of Kwara State is calling you now. What will you do? He says, sir. Governor of Kwara State calling me. Maybe he wants me to give handshake to Tinubu's wife that is in town. You tell me, excuse me, sir, this call is very worth. How do you know when a call is important? You know when a call is important when it's coming from higher worth, authority, Abi. When it's coming from the loved ones. If my wife called me twice, I must answer it because I know this is an man worth. I told her, when you give me a call, you know I'm very busy. When you give me one missed call and I don't reply, don't call me again. But when I see a 2 missed call, no, something urgent. I need to answer this call. So we pick a call when we have attachment, when they are related to what? To us. So how can over 200 people be calling you and you say, it's not my... You can imagine, let's say call is coming in now. You just see your colleague, everybody is calling you from your class. All your classmates are now calling you. Say, what's going on? Why are they all calling what? Calling me. I want to say that over 200 million Nigerians is what? Is calling you to do what? To arise. There are frivolous call that doesn't make sense. But one thing I realized that this call has a direction. What is the direction of the call? To what? Say it like you mean it. Say it like you mean it. The call is not just a yeah call. The call is to serve. Do you know that if you will make a difference, service is the sure way to in life. The only sure way I have seen is that those who serve, usually serve their way to the what? To the top. The call is not a frivolous call. The call is to serve. There's something you must do. There's something you can do about it. It's to serve. And why many people never benefited from their service is because if your service will be fruitful, it must have three things. To be an agent of change in changing the narrative in your community, your service must not lack three things. What are those things? To serve with what? Say it again. To serve with what? To serve with what? Love. To serve with what? And to serve with? Look at it. If these three things are not your value, your service will be what? Will be unproductive. You can't be a change agent if you don't love genuinely. You can't be a change agent if you don't love genuinely. Why many people's service never amounted to anything is because eye service full everywhere. But you know that when you serve with love, you serve with what? With strength, which is known to you as a young person. And you have faith that this thing will work. Things always turn out to be what? To be the best. Now give me the next slide. You need to act because you are enough. You need to act, go back. You need to act, go back before this slide. You need to act because you are informed. You need to act because you are now what? Empowered. Let's say again. I need to act as a catalyst because I am what? Enough. You are enough, friends. You are enough. You are enough. There's something you can contribute to it. You need to act because you are enough. You need to act because you are what? Informed. And that's why this gathering is to pass information. And the third thing there is that you need to now act because you are now being what? Empowered. You have the tools. You have the platform to do something. So what are you waiting for? Now, let me tell you a story because I'm not here to charge you on things I have not done. Give me the next slide. Let me now tell you my personal story. Talking about young people as an agent of what? Of transformation. So that picture, I'm inside that picture a decade ago. And what is this? Why I believe so much in service. So like I said, I finished from Unilorin and I was posted to Anambra for NYSC. I will not tell you what I have not done personally. I don't believe in mere talk. I have results to show for everything I'm encouraging you to do today. To be an agent of change in your community. I was posted to Anambra State as a corper. I'm from Kwara too. So when I got to that place, I have a medical background, but I was posted to a secondary school to go and teach physics in a secondary school. So when I got to that secondary school as a physics teacher, I told you that you are enough, Abi. I told you that you are what? You are informed and you are what? You are empowered. Yeah. Those were my guiding lights in that community. So when I got to that community, I said, Kai, the very first thing I noticed is that I have SS3 students that will write WAEC in 2 months. And from SS1 to SS3, they've never done any physics practical in their life. How will you pass WAEC if you have not put your hand to do mirror reflection and all those electricity join here and connect here? Don't forget you are enough. Don't forget you are informed. Don't forget you are what? You are empowered. So when I got to that community, the first thing I did was to be informed. So I started reading. What is the magazine publishing? Who are the people here? Where do they come from? Who are they? Why is it? What's going on here? So I started learning about my immediate environment. And not so long, I identified 10 problems in the community. How many problems? How many problems? I identified 10 problems in the community. I was just a copper. My monthly salary was 9,700. Out of 9,700, I will buy books worth of 1,000. They no bomb me where. Man, no buy book for that month. Because many of us decorated our body without decorating our destiny. By not reading book. You can buy wig, buy eyelashes, this. You can spend all your this thing, but nothing on improving your what? Your tie now, today blue color, tomorrow red, check him or her. Nothing, empty. So out of 9,700, they no bomb me where. I will go to a library and buy a book's worth of what? 1,000. I will buy meat because now once in a month I eat meat as a copper. I will buy meat worth of 600. How much remain? You are not calculating with me. The monthly income is 9,700. I bought books every month worth of 1,000. How much remain? I'll buy meat worth of 600. I'll buy food, rice, gari, all these things. The food used to go up almost 5,000 for the month. How much remain? I have brothers that are greeting me from home. We go collect 200, 500, and all of that. And I was in that place. And so when I was in that community, I identified 10 problems. And when I sat down to look at the cost that would solve that problem, it was running to 1,200,000. How much? How much problem they grant? 1,200,000, Abi? How much is my 1 year salary as a copper? Let me multiply 97 times 12. 97. Help me now. So I found myself in a community. I identified 10 problems. The money required to solve that problem was around 1.2. Even if I want to donate all my money, will he be able to solve that problem? No, sir. So because some of you will say, I don't have money, there's nothing I can do. Let me challenge you that money is not your problem. It's actually leadership issue. You don't know how to communicate vision and move people towards a change. So my other coppers, I said, I share with them. Look at where I went. Look. I think we can do X, Y, Z. Because when you live here, somebody will want to shout you down and say, I leave that and that, you're own too much. So I share with my copper friends. See. They told me, Gabriel, where are you? Where are we? Which state are we like this? I say, I'm in Anambra State. And, coppers are very funny. They said, no Igbo man will give you shishi to do anything. You don't have money, you want to solve problem. Go and sit down. So I move away from them. I said, but I can solve this. So where will you see the money? That's the question. But as an agent of change, I was in the town. You know what I did? Do you want to know what I did? So I went to the king of that town. Hello, sir, my name is Days. I'm from here. And I've been in your community for 4 months. I realize these are the challenges. Are there people from this town that are in Abuja, that are in Lagos, that are in Port Harcourt, that we can call to see if they can come to our aid for this problem that I have identified? What? Don't forget that as young people, we have empty what? Pockets. But we have energy. We have time. We have innovation. So I already know the money is somewhere. Abi? It's with the people, the elderly, those that have been doing business, that are in Lagos. They have the money. They don't have time. They don't have energy. But me, I have the two. If I'm able to convey to them and they believe in my vision, they will definitely support. They will definitely support me. So you know what the king did? He brought out his diary and gave me 40 names. How many names? And I started calling them. So me that used to buy meat of 1,000, I now have to buy extra recharge card of 1,000 now because I have to call these names given to me. The moment I say, hello, my name is Afolayan, they will say, Onye. I don't know what Onye means then. Onye means who is speaking. I will still want to be speaking English. Pia, parao, nonsense, thief. I'll try again. I'll pick a call. Hello, my name is Afolayan. I'm a copper. Onye. Once I hear Onye, which one? I don't know Onye. I said, is Afolayan? Hey, Barao. Who is this? I kept on doing this, and 39 of them called me Bara what? Well, I mean, like, these are 419 that want to just collect money. Anyhow, I know you can be discouraged when you are an agent of what? Of change. But do you know that I persisted? I started moving around the community since April. My NYC will finish October 14. And September 9, my God, September 9, I just called somebody again. And he said, this is a copper. He has been trying to do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. But and that man said, do you have your proposal with you? I said, yes, I do. He said, okay, give it to me. And before you know it, what I have been struggling with since April, Abi, that one person, I was given how many contacts? 40. 38 shut me down. The one out of the 40 said, okay, I think I can help what? I can help you with the resources. You know why you will not do much is because you give up easy what? Easily. To cut the long story short, one man out of 40 gave me all the resources I need to execute my project after persisting for several months. So because of time, I was able to do 7 development projects in Nanka community in Anambra State for that year. And I returned back to Ilorin. I returned back to where? I returned back to Ilorin after service. I was staying in that university side. On a Monday morning, I just got a call. Hello, are you Afolayan this? I said, yes. He said, congratulations. Congratulations, where? They said, you have been selected as one of the President's NYC award winner. Huh? We heard about the beautiful work you did in what? In Anambra. Can you please come with one guest to Abuja by January 16? I open window to be sure whether they no follow me come. They say. You know why? Because we always believe in this country, you must know somebody before something will happen to you. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? And on January 16, 2012, that will be the very first time I'm leaving Ilorin town. And I went straight to Abuja. I went straight to Abuja I was hosted in Aso Rock, standing in front of where? Of the president that day. And he said, you are among one of the best youths we have in this country. Take this medal. And you know what? We would like to retain you with us. If you don't mind, would you like to take the federal employment? And we would like to train you for masters and PhD anywhere in the world. Are we together? To serve with love. To serve with strength. I would have been one of the unemployed youths today. Or maybe struggling to make ends meet. But right from a learning time to the ends of the world, you can't imagine how much benefit this heart of service has brought to me. One of the privileged Nigerians you can find around. Or because I identify a problem, I deploy myself, and I was doing it sincerely with my heart. Though I should have given up, I persisted. I said, Shebi, it is, when it's over, it's over. I can't stay longer than 1 year in NYC now. So if I try and it don't work, I'll go away. But God, so what will you stand for? You know, when I go around and I look at people, just look at it and say, hey, this man is lucky. I said, lucky indeed. I use my 30 to lay the foundation. My 20s and 30, I use it. It's now you and what you will live and stand for. I don't know that things can happen to you without begging anybody in this country. I'm the, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But something formed that foundation, identifying a problem and going all the way. Look at Tabet today. Tabet lead this team that put this thing together. And you know, today I feel like talking about him. Because his journey also started when he was posted to Abuja as a core member under my mentorship. And I told him, I said, the world is in your hands. In here, I just smiled. I said, this young boy that stayed with me in 3 years has now turned to be a magnet for the youth within 3 years. With the right information, the right mentorship, and the push to excel. It's making a big difference. That's why all of us are here, you know, today. Because one youth also make a decision to make a difference. What will you do in your time? Now give me the last slide, and I want you to all stand up. We'll read it. Give me the last slide. I'm done. I want us to all be on our standing. And I want us to make this commitment. This is President Jimmy Carter, one of the strong advocates of NTD. This president died last year at 100. He was the one that instrumented the elimination of NTD, guinea worm in Nigeria. This man supported us to achieve that. And I want to leave you with his word, even as we leave. Want to go. Everybody, want to go. I have what? Say it like you mean it. I have one life. Say it again from the beginning. I have one life and one chance to make it count for what? For something. Look at what he said. The next line he said, my faith demand that what? My faith demand that I do whatever I can, wherever I can, whenever I can, as long as I can, with whatever I have, to make a what? Let's say it again. Want to go? My faith demands that what? I do whatever I can, wherever I can, whenever I can, for as long as I can, with whatever I have to try and make a difference. The ball is on your court. Congratulations.
If you're clapping, you can make it louder. If you have been stirred up, if your mind has been engaged, and you have been driven towards impact, can we please, I beg your pardon, can we please rise to our feet with a resounding applause? Say, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We commit to making a difference. Now turn to your neighbor. Turn to your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, 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 you don't have a choice. You must commit to making a difference. Put your hands together for yourselves and have your seat. That was a beautiful experience. That was a beautiful chat we had with Mr. Afolayan. Once again, please put your hands together for him. One of the few points that I could jot down, there were so many things. My book is full. But one of the things I would like to reiterate is NTD's solution goes beyond swallowing pills. If we all can wash, when we say wash, we mean water sanitation and hygiene. If we all can come together, integrating all sectors, this world would definitely be a better place. Thank you so much, sir, for those words on marble. Please celebrate him once again. Very quickly, we would like to take a group picture. After that, we'll have a panel session. I would like to crave the indulgence of Mr. Oluwole Afolayan to please come forward together with the state coordinator. I would also like Mr. Tibel to please step forward, the media team to also be ready. Please, the photographers, would you prefer them come up stage or stay down stage? Down here at the staircase. Okay, so please, can we come together? I would like the representatives of Footprint, I beg your pardon, to please join us here also. Foot Impact. Don't worry, they are making a print that is impacting our lives. Yes, you can clap if you want to. You can clap. After this, we'll be having a dance presentation from the Youth Center. The band, we could have light music, please. Thank you. All right, so we want to do something very special, but would need us to be very organized. So, from this table, please can you step forward? This table, yes, everyone on this table. Secondary school students in front, please can you step forward? Secondary school students, quickly, quickly, quickly. Please come and have yourself arranged behind them. Want to make this as fast as possible. Please come up the stairs. Right. All right, the next row, please. Let's come forward also. The next. Let's make this fast, please. Let's make this fast. Very quickly. Let's have you on the stairs. You can move up. All right, we would need the state team. The state team, please come out. The state team for Food Impact, please join us right here. All right, Red Cross Varsity Scouts, Cadet Corps, please come forward also. The representatives from Kwara State Ministry of Health would also like you to come out. So let's have ourselves. We can still move up. We can still move up the stairs, please. We can still move up the stairs. All right. So the next row. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'll need the ushers to please help with the organization. So we can have people by the side. Thank you. All right, please, let's make it snappy. Let's make it snappy. We can still move up the stairs. From this side, let's come forward. Ushers and protocol around, please help with the arrangements. Representatives of Kwara State Ministry of Health would also need you in this group picture. Please just try to find a space for yourself. here too. Just stand by the aisle here. You can have few people stand here too. But please be very careful. Very careful. I think it's best to go through the other side. The media team, if we could have a drone picture, I think it would be of great assistance. The media team would appreciate if we could have a drone picture, an aerial shot of this. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's carefully return to our seats. Carefully, please. Let's carefully return to our seats. Let's all return to our seats. Thank you so much, dear Bond. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please would appreciate everyone to return to their seats. We would not want to have a divided house. So please, we would not want to force anyone back to their seat. So please, let's all return to our seats right now. Let's all return to our seats right now. While we were yet in the enlightening conversation by our keynote speaker, we had the entrance of the representative of Sight Savers, and would like to have few words from him. So please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as I make welcome to the microphone the representative of Sight Savers, Mr. Olalekon Ajayi. As he comes, give us his goodwill message. Please put your hands together for him as he makes his way to the podium. That clap can be better. It can be better. After this, the spoken word artist should please get set as they'll be coming to stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. It's indeed my pleasure to be here present. And I must say, I was quite wowed with the size and the turnout of everyone. Yet it's another day like this where we celebrate the World NTD Day. And indeed, it's good to see that the youth are taking charge as regards to this fight to combat the World NTD in our society. Quickly, I want to bring warm greetings from Sight Savers from our country office. I'm bringing warm greeting from our country director in person of Dr. Joy Shaibu and every member of Sight Savers team. Sight Savers has been an organization over the years. We've been partnership with the country and different states across Nigeria and globally. Our earnest aim and focus has been so much fight to combat these NTD diseases which we find in tropical regions, and more importantly that we as an organization, we fight against disability, which we know NTD brings about this debilitating deformity in humans. On a day like this, I want to welcome you to this program as we all felicitate and celebrate the World NTD Day, bearing it in mind that the WHO has given us a target that by year 2030, we should eliminate NTD. If not by any means, at least 90% of it of over 1 billion that is at risk of these diseases. And as we all know, the theme for this year, they say there's a need for us to unite and to do what? To act towards what? The elimination. Invariably, it's obvious that we have just 5 years to go. And seeing that we have these 5 years, it is right for us to act now, collectively, in unity to combat disease. I believe this is not possible without the collective contribution, commitment, and sacrificial act of humanity to combat this disease. I would want to indulge us all, particularly seeing the number of the youth among us celebrating this. For us not to end it here, however, to take out the news, bring about more awareness, make use of the social media platform, ring out the bell of NTD and the needs for it to come to an end as a whole work unanimously and support the global world to eliminate the world NTD diseases in our society by year 2030. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the representatives of Sight Savers here present. Thank you for those words of insight. Please, can we celebrate him one more time? Any moment from now, we'll be having a panel session. I'm sure that we all can't wait to hear once again from our keynote speaker. Yes or yes? Any moment from now, we'll be having a session with him and also our state coordinator and our youth representative here present. But before then, would like to have a spoken word session. So please, can we celebrate our spoken word artists? As this very talented individual comes to take the microphone, please put your hands together as he makes his way to stage. Oh, it's a she. I beg your pardon. Please, can we put our hands together for her? Thank you so much.
It all started with a fever. We thought it was malaria, so we took Femi to Oga Chemist. Here, the one by the river where our community fetches water. Oga Chemist confirmed our suspicion. Finally, we thought there is a solution to Femi's condition. And with just a sachet of paracetamol, the parasite and more will die. Less than 24 hours later, Femi fell into a coughing fit. This was not the usual, it was quite brutal. Scarlet lifeblood escaped the lips. It was a terrible sight to see. We took Femi to the hospital. They said his case was critical. I don't understand, can you make it logical? Oh, they said the infection is viral. But how did we move from just a fever to a life-threatening disease? Oh, they said it's a fever, but it's dengue, a neglected tropical disease. And then I asked, neglected by who? And its operations are not affected too. So it's safe to say unawareness almost took life out of my brother. Unawareness wouldn't make you find a solution to a situation until the problems comes knocking. It's safe to say ignorance would make you pay for what you did not budget. And knowledge is the light that shines in the darkest parts of our minds. NTDs exist. The moment we know, the better we live. NTDs exist. The moment we know, we shift from one who assumes to one who's aware. And please note that assumption is the lowest level of knowledge. Can you tell your neighbor, assumption is the lowest level of knowledge? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful word. Those beautiful words. Thank you so much. I'm a lover of art myself, and when we hear such words being put together, it takes great level of creativity. So please, ladies and gentlemen, can we celebrate this beautiful mind and what she has done with her craft? Thank you. Right about now, we'll be having a panel session. While the panel session will be on, just as our keynote speaker had mentioned, and we have our organizers, they instantly gave a go-ahead, and it's for every single individual in this auditorium to get the NTD peel. So, as the panel session will be on, we would have people step outside to get the peel, but in an organized manner. So we would appreciate if ushers can be put in place, if the protocols can be put in place to ensure it's orderly, so that people can move outside from, I think from the last table, so they can gradually move outside. The table will be set outside, and once it's done, the protocols would reach out and move people outside one by one in an orderly manner. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the moments we all have been waiting for, a moment to share and to rub minds together. So please join me as I bring to the podium. Once again, she's been here, but we'll still love to hear more things from her today. Please put your hands together for the state coordinator of NTD, no other than Mrs. Christiana. Please put your hands together for her as she makes her way to stage. Also joining us on stage is the youth representative himself, a brother, a friend, a visionary. I'm sure that you've heard our keynote speaker mention his name not once, not twice. So please, ladies and gentlemen, join me as I make welcome Mr. Tibel Omoli as he also comes to stage with us. And the patriarch himself, and I would say the sensei, the master of the craft himself. Please join me as I make welcome Mr. Oluwole Afolayan as he joins us for this panel session. Beautiful. And also, permit me to introduce myself also. I know Ayomide Emmanuel as I join you for the panel session. Thank you very much. So you can sit here, sir. Okay, please, we would need the extra microphone. Thank you very much. A lot of things have been said, and I personally, I have my own questions concerning NTD. And I know a lot of people also have quite a number of questions and things that they would like to understand. But before we go into that, I'm sure that by now, everyone will all have a good understanding of what NTD is. And one major thing, our major focus today is to ensure that the youth in Nigeria can collaborate to ensure that the elimination of NTD becomes easier so that the goal of WHO by 2030 can be achieved. So we'll just have few questions to deliberate on and a few contributions. We have here present a man who is youth-centered, and we also have policymakers and people who work with the government, and we'll be able to create a balance to all that we are going to discuss today. So permit me. I would like to start with the state coordinator for NTD, our state coordinator. So I could remember one of the points that our keynote speaker made mention of. It was a question that was posed to people if any of them had even taken the pill. or had even seen, and then we got the responses. So I would like to ask, what are the biggest challenges that, that you have been facing in integrating health technology into the public healthcare system? Are there challenges, are there things that have been mitigating against the smooth flow of health technology into the community at large? Thank you, Mo.
Thank you very much, the moderator. I'm going to be speaking around NTD specifically, but it's one health, one roof, one health nowadays. Thank God for the federal government initiative of one roof for one health across board. So as regards utilizing technology to assist proper health by the people, of course, during the keynote speakers' presentations, as a matter of fact, I wasn't happy at all with the number of persons who raised their hands up that they have had or swallowed the medicine. I don't think among those who have even heard of medicine have actually swallowed the medicine. It's not a good thing at all. And as a program manager, I'm not impressed. But thank God for that question raised by Mr. Folayo as regards the knowledge about NTDs generally. It's good. If you get it right here, of course, we'll get it right in the community. Thank God for the number of youths that are here present. As regards knowledge or information about NTDs in terms of awareness creations, I think we are not doing enough in that area. And I want to believe that through technology, in terms of media, social media handles, this will go a long way to ensure that once people are informed, of course, the necessary actions will be taken, and those suffering from the complications arising from NTDs will access proper care through proper integration of technology into our health system. The state is committed to ensuring that every member of Kwara State enjoy health care. And as a matter of fact, this year budget, a large sum of fund was actually allocated for health, which we believe, and this will be also communicated to the management at the top. We are the management at the ladle level, but this will definitely be communicated to the management to ensure we include technology in terms of publicity through social media handles towards not only NTD alone, but in other health-related programs. Because once people are aware, once there is information, then the next thing will be done, which is action. And of course, we are sure and very, very sure we're going to eliminate NTDs, among other diseases, before the 2030 date marked by WHO. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mom. Please can we put our hands together for her? So Mr. Tibel, we know that one of the, or let's say the driving theme for this year's World NTD Day is the integration of youths into the propagation of NTD. But so how would you say, or why is youth engagement crucial in shaping healthcare systems and policies? What exactly do you think is the driving force for youth?
Oh, thank you so much. So our team for the year, it has been a team since last 2 years, Unite, Act to and Eliminate. And now we see that youth integration is crucial, particularly in Africa, especially in Nigeria. We have about 70% of youth as the population. And if this is our demography, and this demography are missed in terms of combating NTD, it means that we are not doing enough. Yes, work is going on, Ministry of Health is working, we have partners that are working, but this demography, somehow we are being missed. And today you can see when the speaker was speaking, how many people have taken NTD medicine. You see that we have a very negligible numbers. And this shows that we need youth to also be integrated into this space, because what you don't know about, you cannot give information about it.
Definitely.
If you are not involved, you can't evolve. And this is very, very crucial. And that is why we need youth to actually come into this. Like you mentioned earlier, during the master plan thing, they were planning the master plan for the country. There was nothing like youth that was captured just because we don't have youth being represented. But we have large number of us here. When we begin to add our voices together, we can create a change, even to our policymaker. You know, one of your senators, one of your honorables, by the time we meet them to discuss about these things that are challenge to our demography, then I think we can make a headway in terms of eliminating NTD in our country. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Now, talking about reaching out to policymakers and decision makers, sir. Mr. Folayon, sir, we're talking about how youths can become decision makers in this sphere. But before I push that question ahead, sir, permit me to ask, is it possible that the people seated here are probably taking this NTD pill? Because you said it's been around for about 25 years, sir. Is it possible they have taken it in form of immunization? Is it possible I hope it doesn't have an overdose. Maybe some people might have even taken it, they probably do not know. Maybe their parents had even put it inside a camu for them and they did not know. So is there an overdose of it? What do you have to say, sir?
Okay, thank you so much. So let me talk about the dosage for NTD diseases. So there are 5 of these diseases that we do annual treatment. In some places, it can be biannual based on the burden of the disease. So to be eligible for NTD medicine, you must be 5 years. You have to be 5 years and above before you are eligible for NTD medicine. And usually, some are administered based on your height. I can see those poles. I know someone carried those poles before. So there's a treatment pole. It's well demarcated. You have to stand, and based on your height, you will know how many tablets of this medicine will be given to you. So let's take, for example, the ivermectin, which has been around for a long time. Onco treatment started in 90s. And Onco, as it's well, the program is designed in such a way that we should swallow P at least for 13 years, based on the lifespan, of the parasite.
So a pill per year, sir?
Yes. So one pill, your dosage every year consecutively for 13 years. And after that, when you do impact assessment, we believe that disease transmission should have, subsided to the stage where it's no longer a public health issue. But over the years, we've been missing on reaching the target population. And that's why every year we try as much as possible to keep sharing until we get the desired number of people within our population to break the transmission of onco that is already ravaging him. So we've made some quite success. For example, states like Plateau State and Nasarawa State, they are no longer administering this medicine for onco-LF because the disease transmission has been broken within that state. So if we intensify our effort also in Kwara and around the world, it's something that is achievable. Some states have achieved progress. We too can do the same. So dosage is by height, and I think you can get the appropriate dose when you meet the health worker in the town. I think that answers the...
Yes, that answers that.
So the second one is...
can it be... I think it already answers it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So now how do we become decision makers in this space, sir?
Yes. So, just like Tabe said, if you look at the demographic of Nigeria, and we have 70% in the young, demographic cadre. The way they can be part of decision making is to be organized. Organized in the sense that we have a forum. For example, every 5 years, we decide how the NTD program will be run in this country. If you miss the first year when decisions are made, he was very lucky to work hand in hand with me during the development of the master plan, the Nigeria master plan that we have. In fact, it was me and Tabe that slept in publishing firm to get it done a day that this document will be launched. He handled the design and everything. So he has a first-hand, exposure to how we design and develop this master plan. But as an individual, so to say, when we have an organized youth, and I'm happy that we now have the youth forum, the Nigeria NTD Malaria Forum, the food platform, food impact platform that are youth-led and majorly youth. What we need to do is, and all the policymakers, we that are in government, are not aware of their existence. And so we expect that when we call for meeting, when decisions are made, they should be around the table to also bring to bear the things that affect their demography. You can imagine that it's now clear to me that because youth are not involved, that's why we have not even achieved so much in our elimination agenda. If in this all over 1,000 youths are here, and when I asked, I couldn't get 10 persons who have swallowed our medicine, you can see what I'm trying to say. And so if we can have the youth alone to be involved in this disease, just give them the tool, give them the platform. And for us, we are committed, we are receptive. And as long as there's all those periodic meetings where decisions are made, we will reach out to them through their organized platform and bring them to bear during decision making. Moving forward, I can guarantee that one is sacrosanct.
Thank you very much, sir. Before I let you rest your mic, permit me, we are in Ilorin and we've had several medical interventions even before now. And this might sound funny, but I would just want you to place some form of authority on the pills. Now, quite a number of people are here and they would take the message outside. And one of the major things that they would combat or they would face as a challenge is the, in quotes, illiteracy in the community. Before they would start thinking, I can't give my child this pill, so something would not happen to him and all. What are the medical backings? We know that definitely WHO is behind this. Are there forces behind that we can go out with and say, this organization is backing us, this organization is backing us, this person is in know of this, and if you don't use this pill, I'm sorry, you're just putting your child at risk. Sometimes the names be backing some things help push it even further. Please, can you just shed light on this, sir?
Okay, yeah, you're talking about acceptability of our intervention. So the good thing is that the community people, our NTDs community directed. In fact, the strategy we're using is community directed treatment. What it means is we give community the power to oversee the affairs of their people. And you'll be surprised that we have structure down to the community. So we have representative at the federal, at the state. If you get to your local government, there's somebody designated as an NTD coordinator. If you get to all your health facility, there's somebody there designated as an NTD focal person. If you go to your community, you must have stumbled on somebody, an elderly man who may have volunteered to also be an ambassador. So you don't need WHO, any external person to actually back this thing up. Community should own it. And let me give you an example. Because of the nature of my work, I move everywhere. I've traveled to all the states in this country. I've worked in communities in several LGs. I meet people. Now, one thing I discovered is that because other health intervention also happen within the community. For example, malaria can share nets. People know about net sharing. And there's this external organization, they call them Global Fund. Global Fund are interested in TB, malaria, and HIV. And so they made a lot of resources available to drive that agenda. And so you see many people volunteer to share net on the account that they will have something in return. I think what made this NTD to drag is because there's no money, there's no incentive given by anybody to deliver this medicine house to house. And that's where the problem is. And I really, really sincerely want the young people, why you have not received the medicine, why many of you have not heard about this intervention, is that we have the medicine, but the medicine will have to be taken to you by somebody. The person that will take the medicine to you is asking for remuneration. There's no remuneration for that service because we want the community to take ownership. Just let me give you an analogy. If I carry 10 bags of rice to your community and I say, oh, I'm Gabriel from Federal, they say that every member of this community should have at least a module of rice. Here are 10 bags of rice. Oh, ye king, can you please ensure that this, at least each family gets a module of rice? Do you think the community leader will be asking me for a certain amount of money so that they can take this module to the people in their houses? Do you? So good. So you will see that people don't even know the value of it. So I used to use this analogy anywhere I go to say that, hey, if the light pole in your community fell and your community is thrown into darkness, you will call all stakeholders to say we need to contribute to whether to buy pole or do something.
Yes, sir.
But why is it that our people, our community is no longer responsible for the well-being of their people? And this is where the youth need to drive that narrative. I don't know what you will do, but this is where the bottleneck actually is.
Yes, sir.
If you are here and you understand the fact that, okay, I can volunteer, I have time. Maybe the man we are using has family, and I don't blame him. If you must distribute medicine for a week, 7 days, that means I have to leave my farm.
Yes.
I have to leave my primary means of assignment to carry one medicine, knocking door to door to give, people. How will I feed my family after 1 week if you don't give me, money for him? So you, as a youth, can advocate. We have leadership that could take responsibility. The community people should take responsibility. So when you go to them as a catalyst of change, these are narratives we want you to tell your parent, to tell our community leader, so that we once again take the ownership of this intervention and ensure that the free, you will not believe that a tablet for trachoma, the azithromycin that we use for trachoma, one bottle costs almost 15,000.
Wow. And it's given for free.
And it's for free. Billions of naira have been, invested to get the drugs. We all have our roles and responsibility.
Yes, sir.
So what we are saying is that the community must take ownership. We need to find a way. So if I bring rice, I bring medicine to you, and I say share it. Don't call me back to say, oh God, beg, give me 20,000 so that my person can take this to my people. You people should know how to solve a problem. Let me give you a practical example in my home community. Many of us are now engaged in community service. I live in Abuja, but everything that is happening in my village here in Kwara, I'm aware of it. We have an organization in such a way that every year I have certain amount of money that I have to give to health posts in my community. So that when there are interventions like this and community need to do something, they will task all of us that are indigent to say, you people do, and we're doing it every year. So I feel the youth should take this message back to the community, so that that ownership can be fair. People know the community leaders must take full responsibility. If it is to honor their volunteers, it's not necessary about money. You can do community day once in a year, and then you produce one Paco plaque of 12,000, 15,000. Give the man. He will be looking at it in his house and know that he's doing community work. So I think we must go back to our community and say, how do we encourage people and the young people? How can you volunteer in order to be part of the people that can share this medicine house to house? I think that would be just one of the few things.
Thank you. Please, can we put our hands together for Mr. Folayan? That's quite insightful. Quite insightful. It is painful that we youths and we people that are meant to be beneficiaries of this are still the ones keeping it away from ourselves. I believe I've seen few groups here present. I've seen the Red Cross here present. I know that hearing this, they should be able to take it up on their own, because I know Red Cross is a volunteer group. And while I was still in the university then, I used to belong to a volunteer group, the Man O' War community then. And in our community, we have the medical team that tend to medical matters. And I'm sure that this applies to few other organizations within the university campus. So, with this little knowledge, Mr. Tibel, what skills do you think youths need to develop to become advocates of NTD and medical advocates? Because as it stands now, being a medical advocate has nothing to do with you studying medicine or you having any medical degree in the university. So what necessary skills do you think a youth is meant to develop so that they can be responsive even in this fight against NTD?
Yeah, thank you again, moderator. You see, the first thing I want to highlight is this. We all have the skills already. As youth, you are using your social media, you are communicating, you are networking. Like we coordinated ourselves to be here. It means that there are certain level of skills that's required to do that. So you may not need to learn a new skill. You may just need to enhance what you have at hand. Okay, so with what we have at hand, if we come together and massively match together, we can achieve something significant. Okay, so somebody learned, for example, when we are putting all this together, the team did everything. We have people in media, people in communication. They are the one doing everything. Okay, so we don't have to go and pay somebody to help us to put some of these things together. The team did everything. So it means that we have the skill already. Like Mr. Gabriel said earlier, we just need to be organized so that our skills, our energy can be directed towards a cause. Then we can now achieve a specific goal. And this is something that we all need to start doing. Right from our social media, I believe all of us have our WhatsApp status. And we post every day. I mean every day. You post like, if not at least 2 times, you post more than that. Some people, our status looks like, what they call it shekere in Yoruba.
Shekere.
Yes. That's how our status look like. So it means that we already have the tools that are needed to create advocacy, to create awareness. We know people, we have this network. We just need to utilize what we have at hand. Then we are good to go. Yeah, I think that goes a long way for us.
Thank you very much, sir. So this is an open call to everyone here. You might be thinking that you need to go do a diploma course in advocacy before you come into this. No. We have been rightly informed that from where you are, you can become an advocate of change to ensure that your community begins to change. Now, the funny thing about change is it starts with just one person beside you. Once you post it, at least I know on my WhatsApp status, at least in a day, I have close to 300 views on a post. So it means I can influence 300 people. That's an opportunity. So, and for those of us who are social media influencers, that we have thousands and thousands of followers on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp and all, we can use those platforms to create change in our community. One very beautiful testimony, Mr. Tebel, is a testimony of great mentorship. I'm sure most of us would agree to this. And we know that sometimes in this space of advocacy and healthcare, if you don't know where to put your leg, it becomes very difficult. You might be willing to do, but you might not know how to go about it. So the question is to pose to you, Mr. Tebel. How much of impact does mentorship bring towards healthcare, advocacy, and the likes? What do you have to say?
I think that is a big question for me, because everything that formed myself is just as a result of mentorship. So on my status, I used to say I'm grateful for mentorship and fathers, because if not that, we will not be having anything like this. I remember a guy that just set out that time that did not have anywhere to go. I just called my Oga. I said, can I come to Abuja? He said, come. I don't even know what to do. I just went to Abuja. I don't know anything about NTD. The first experience that we had of NTD was, he took me to one WHO conference in Abuja. That was the first time I will be seeing yours, Buriliosa, 2018. I cannot forget that. That was my first experience of seeing what NTD is. Then I start following, learning more, and in that following, that's when we start something like this campaign for youth. And so when we talk about mentorship, it's a lot of deal. You must learn to volunteer, you must learn to be accountable, because those are the things that form you. When you come back, they can shape what you are doing. So irrespective whether in the health space, any space you find yourself, mentorship is a great deal, because it helps you to build your skills. Okay, you may have raw skills that you don't know that you have, but as you put your head in mentorship, they help you to shape it, they help you to push some of those things that you have inside of you, they push it out. So mentorship is not just a thing. I think it's a lifestyle that if you want to grow fast and you want to get to where you are going fast, yes, you need to follow those people that are already on that path. Okay, so for me, I tell my team a lot of story, because there are some things that I will not even know about. I remember when we are planning for this program, one of those things I did, I went to meet Mr. Folayan. I call him Abuja father. So I went to meet him. I said, oh, we are having this. And he said, okay, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? What about this? I never thought that, oh, we could add that to it. He said, no, you will just have activities alone. You will not have great output when it comes to this. Then after I left his place, immediately I call all my team together. I explain again. Okay, so assuming I have not reported myself, shared what we have in line, it will not have been another thing entirely. So what we are having is just we have a great input of shaping what we want to do. And again, for me, there's something I do every time. Every quarter, they don't ask me for it, but I take it personally. Every quarter, I will just write, what have we done for this year? Okay, at Foot Impact, we have been able to do this, do that. After I type it, I will type what we are able to achieve in the first quarter, what we are not able to achieve, and our plan forward. They did not ask me for it. I shared it to my Abuja father, my Kwara father, and my disciple. I will share it to them. So each time I will come back to ask, okay, I give reports when they don't even ask for reports. So that helped me to do a lot. So when I come back, they are able to shape that, okay, no, don't put your leg there, okay, put it here. So mentorship is a great deal on its own, and it's a lot of things that we cannot even finish here. But just in passing, we need to take it serious. One of those things I discovered that many youths want to just blow, sharp. Yeah, you want to make it quick. You must learn that mentorship and volunteerism will take your life to a less level that you will never imagine. In time, you may think that it will get long, but when you just pay attention and follow, you will learn a lot of things that you will not be able to learn. Some of us, we are presently in school. You see, what we are doing in school is you are just learning theory. I was telling some people in the pre-conference yesterday, I said I was a school senator when I was in Unilorin. None of it, everything that I did in school, none of it ever make it to my CV. It's everything I learned under mentorship that have been on my CV till now.
Wow.
So it's just like I finished school and now went to start learning again. So the school that you have is great, but you need to learn how to navigate the terrain you want to enter. So mentorship will do all of that for you. So it is not enough to just have knowledge, but it's important to now meet people that will help you to direct your energy, your knowledge, your skills into the right aspect, and then you can do well and move faster. And when it comes to advocacy too, we have people that you need to look up to. They will shape you, then help you, help your voice to be heard in the right place and at the right time. And that's my own story. Yeah.
Beautiful. Please, can we put our hands together for Mr. Tebel? So one advice I would like to give to anyone who would like to come into this space is you don't need to look too far. You already have people who are doing the things that you think you want to do right in front of you. So one of the first steps that you can take now is to search for them on LinkedIn and Instagram and follow them. You're not trying to join the 1,001 people who are following them on social media. No, you are following them because they are doing the things you would like to do and you would like to be like them. That is exactly what mentorship is. You see something that you would like to be, and then you see it in someone. The next thing on your mind is to follow up with it. See their posts. Okay, what do they post every day? What programs are they working on today? Even if you don't have direct access to them yet, you should be able to follow up with the things they are doing. So please search for Mr. Tebel Omole on Instagram and on LinkedIn right now and click a follow instantly. You can also follow Mr. Oluwole Afolayan on LinkedIn. Search for his name and follow on LinkedIn. Look at, while I was preparing for today, I had to go through their profiles and all. And then I knew that the substance that we'll be receiving today was second to none because they are like the top shots in Nigeria. So we are privileged to have them sit with us and share their minds. Please, can we celebrate them once again? Mr. Tebel, while speaking, made mention of volunteerism. And so I would like to pose this question to the state coordinator, Ma. A lot of youths, once they hear of volunteering, in short, with no apologies or small apologies to the Gen Zs here present, we have a very wrong perspective of volunteering. Once you reach out and then they say, would you like to volunteer? The first thing that is in your mind is, so how much will they pay me? You will see a job role in advocacy, and then they are saying, these are the things that you have to do this, you have to do that. You are scrolling down to find, so how much will they pay me after I do this? Nobody is even interested in enjoying the nitty-gritty of volunteerism again. So, Ma, what strategies can we engage as youths? Because truth is, sometimes we youths, especially in this generation, we get bored easily. We get bored of doing a thing over and over and all. So what strategies can we use to sustain a long-term volunteer engagement in health sector? We want to do it, but what things can we put in place to ensure that we enjoy this volunteering activity for a long time?
Thank you very much,
Yes,
the moderator. I believe everyone present here has been part of this meeting since the morning. And Mr. Afolayan has spoken about how he became what he became today, community service. And if you heard him right, he's talk about the amount he mark among his NYC monthly alawi for community work. But use of nowadays, you want to get there quickly. We don't want to commit our time, our energy, even our money. And whatever you didn't spend on, you may not get something from it. I'm sorry for me scriptural now. The Bible says, cast your bread upon the waters. You all know the conclusive aspect of that Bible verse. And in no time, you reap back. So it requires commitment and persistence. We need to be committed. Sincere commitment is required for us to continue with this. And whatever is not discussed at the grassroots level stops where you got it from. So it's required us telling, and thank God I'm glad to see the secondary school students here. And I believe they are part of us, especially that girl that is smiling, discussing there. Are you with us? Are you with us? Yes. Just be here. So thank God we have them. And it requires us passing the message down to those who are coming behind us, the generation coming after us. If you are committed, not looking for money really, like he said, like the moderator said on table, not just looking for money. You need to get a mentor, follow his path. He said follow, not just follow somebody for money's sake. I know some of my children will say, I want to follow. If I follow him, some people follow them, they give you a certain, is it coin? I don't know that kind of social media stuff. When you follow, they give you coin. I don't know. So I said to keep following. So don't speak. The more you talk, the more they give you money. So that is not what we are talking about here. Community service, volunteerism required your commitment and persistency. Like Mr. Falayan said, you need to be committed. You need to continue to do what you are doing. And also communicate to those around you. You shouldn't just stop here. Tell someone to tell someone. That person should tell another person. Not only on social media handles. You can tell our parents at home. I'm sorry, this takes me to a story of my father-in-law. You know, in Yoruba land, we keep secrets a lot. In Africa, we keep secrets, especially of our health issue, until it's late. So my father-in-law was to bait a late friend. You know, they bet for dead bodies. He now discovered that the man has hydroxy. He said, wow, no wonder his wife left him. He married this, the person left. This also person left. This lady also left. Why? Because the man didn't disclose the issue. And he said, we are very close friends, but yet he has something hidden. This is because the man is avoiding stigmatization. So it requires us not minding our qualifications, our area of discipline, our age. We need to discuss, we need to pass the message across, and we need to be fully involved, engaged. Keep telling our parents, our friends, our younger ones, that is a disease called NTD. This is what caused it. You know, some of our parents, you remember when they distributed mosquito nets, we sold those nets now. You remember the way you sold your own. You cut it into nylon and the tray. I got some of them on the market, Pata market, Oja market, and they sold those mosquito nets. We need to be fully committed, not just the financial aspect of it, but community service, service to humanity. By that, I believe God will place us to a high position. You don't just assume that position. If not because of time, if I begin to tell you the story of how I got to where I am today, it's service to humanity. Qualification-wise, I'm not supposed to be there. Yes. Cadre-wise. But community, service to humanity, not minding whether you get something back in return or not. Yes. Another says, heaven help those who help themselves. How do you help yourself? By engaging in service to humanity. Then God will say, I can find someone there. That boy is worthy to place in that position. He will manage it well. That girl is a good person. She will do it well. So by that, God will now put your matter into the hearts of those who matters. And they will say, call me that boy. Call me that girl. The person has integrity. Should be able to keep secrets. You should be able to tell people about solutions to their problem, not just say, You shouldn't be a pessimistic person. You should be an optimistic person, telling people about, if they tell you a story, a disease, a problem, tell them, now, God can solve this problem. Let me call someone. So we need to follow those who know the road. I'm not talking of politics this time around. Forget about your discipline. I didn't study medicine. I didn't study pharmacy. I didn't study medical lab tech. I found myself here today because of service to humanity. Likewise, the keynote speaker and also Mr. Tibel. So you need to be determined to serve humanity. then I believe and I can assure you that God in heaven will position you where you need to be at a very young age of yours. Not minding whether you are 50, 60 years of old. Nobody is up to 50 here. Are you up to that? And I believe my brother too is not up to 50. So here we are today because we serve humanity. And by so doing, you don't need to pray. No, that something doesn't require our prayers. God will just single you out because you have served God through humanity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. Thank you so much. So we have about 2 more questions for our panelists. But before then, if you have questions, please do well to raise your hand. Once we're done tackling these last 2 questions, I would ask for us to drop in our questions. So, Mr. Folayan, sir, we are now in the 21st century healthcare system where technology cannot be denied. So what would you say is the biggest governance challenge in integrating health technology into the public healthcare systems? What's the major challenge in integrating, sir?
Okay, so technology is just a tool, a tool from scientific knowledge that can be deployed to get desired results anywhere. Now, bring that to health sector, and before technology is useful and adopted, there are processes of validation just to be sure that what you have can serve the purpose to which it was designed. Now, you ask what are the challenges in bringing technology into health management, governance, and all of that.
Yes, sir.
I can say that we are already adopting technology in the use or to promote our work, though the scale may not be to the level at which it can be. And for us, it's just to gather evidence that things work. Though government has a lot of bureaucracy, you go through a platform, something needs to be approved. If you hear from us, we are always writing as directed. If you want to say, I'm directed to, as if you don't even have your own mind. Yeah, so all those check is just to be sure that we don't play around with the health. This is life of people, and whatever you are bringing into that circle is really well tested. There's evidence based that it worked, and then you see it roll out in scale. Now, so the challenge here may be evidence that it worked, and then 2, the circle of planning. Government don't just do things anyhow. If you have a solution now, it must wait for the next year budget cycle. That's the way it works. There's not, because if you ask me, for example, let's say I need to do something here. Something came up from here now, and that require us to do X, Y, Z. I won't promise you it will happen tomorrow, because the cycle for this year has been concluded.
Yes.
So that means that solution will have to wait till the next round of cycle to be initiated. That's how government planning and policy cycle, it's timing. Yeah. So the evidence and the timeliness to which that thing is introduced is very, very important. Now, bringing it home to what we now have here, there must be a solution that you want to adopt technology into to solve that challenge. For example, our means of passing out information before is that a tank crier will ring bell and kereo, konile ko sofun, Toko, Loco Monson, we are here. Nobody is in the farm. We are all in school. So, but how else can you deliver that message? You may say social media. How many people in this hall has phone, Android phone? Can we take statistics? Before you say, put the message on LinkedIn or, how is it called? Twitter. So you can see that evidence is very key for an adoption. What is the connectivity? Have you read those statistics to know what is the bandwidth? How many youth has a phone before you deploy that platform to communicate to them? So we must gather a lot of information when we're about to upscale, a new way of doing things in order to reach the desired audience. For me, as a person, I can't remember the last time I listened to radio. I can't remember the last time I sit down on a TV. Though I read news online, it's just to catch up with it. So anything advert on radio in a lie, it won't reach me. So you need to know or provide evidence, not just on assumption that Gen Z are X, Y, Z, so they just fled. No, give evidence that it works, and then you see government, taking it as part of. For Earth Technology, the Federal Ministry of Earth has opened a desk. We now have a focal person for Earth Technology. Before, it wasn't there before. And I know 2-3 staff who have even gone abroad for training. So that anything technology that can bridge the gap, provide services, and might help us in our accessibility, acceptability, that will be something that we'll embrace. Another area that we need a strong intervention is in diagnostics. To cut the timing, many people can be a scientist, can be an engineer, alert kind of person in this, or maybe you're studying electronics or something like that. You need to know that for some of these NTD diseases, we don't even have a sure way to test the fact that they are with us. Diagnosis is a key issue that we're still struggling with. You have to carry sample to the laboratory, to the wet lab, and wait for reagents to do something, wait for 2 weeks to confirm diagnosis before treatment. But people are now using AI that look for data for a long time. Just drop, we're looking for point of care kind of a thing. Can I prick you now and drop it on something and then decide that I have Chagas? So these are things, area that we want the young people to have interest. You have your time, your brain to play around. Look for how you can be a solution provider in the area. There's a publication by WHO. They always call it the focus area for all these NTD diseases. Browsing WHO site is free. Once you click there, you are using free site. It's been subsidized that when you are browsing WHO site, you are not using your data, for your browsing. I feel that people can go to know the challenge and come up with diagnostic, high innovative technology ways to really be able to diagnose this disease better and bring out our findings faster. So these are 2 areas in reaching out, in disseminating information, and in diagnosis. These 2 key areas, we want your innovation and we'll benefit from it.
Thank you so much. Please, can we put our hands together for Mr. Afolayan? The very last question I would like Mr. Tebel to just shed an expose on. Mr. Afolayan already spoke little about it, and it's what relates more with us in this generation, and that is artificial intelligence. We understand now that that is the in thing, and for almost any business, any sector, we are now embracing AI. So, how can we as youths come into it? Is there a form of collaboration between AI and health technology? How can we take advantage of this and become better advocates of health technology?
Okay, thank you so much, the moderator. Again, I believe it has been a wonderful section all over. This time we have spent together. Um, I know that there is a lot of work that is going on in terms of AI. There have been involvement over time, and we have some involvement that is going on in the tech space. But the challenge that I've been highlighting over time is that people don't really even know the challenges we have in the health space. So even if they have the skills in the AI space, how will they be able to integrate it into this that we are having? And that's why we are having something like this, that people can get to know the information, exactly how did they design this health intervention, what are the gaps that are inside this space, and how we can now integrate the skills in the health space, in the AI thing, merge it with what we are now having. And this is why we also need to be aware of what the government is doing. I don't know how many of us know about master plan. I think we are trying to check last time how many people know that the government have policy amidst the youth, very minute and negligible people. So how do we know exactly where to come in with the skills that we are having presently? So if you look at the tech space, the youth are the one driving this space.
Yes.
So how do we now bring youth into this challenge that we are having in the health space if they don't know about what is going on? So what is going on is what we now need to push out, because people have the skills, really.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember they just asked me to do something about reporting, and I put 3 AI together to do all of that, take the minute of the meeting. I just left, you understand that kind of a thing. So people have these skills. People are working on the AI, generating different type of AI in our generative and other ones that we have. But we now need to know what we have here, and that's why we are having this kind of thing. So there is a responsibility on our part that we now need to source for information. The funny thing about information is that they are readily available.
Yes.
They are out there. You can search the Ministry of Health. Every time you go to the Ministry of Health website, you will get 50 MB.
Some people don't know.
Every time you go to their website, we have 50 MB, whether it's WHO, NCDC, CDC. Anytime you just visit any of these sites, they give you free data. So it gives us opportunity to search about what is going on in the health space. Then we can now provide solution to the gaps that we have identified. And that's one of those things we are doing. We discovered that the youth are not inside what we are doing. So if we are living this demography, or somebody recognize that gap, then it's trying to now provide solution to it. So we all need to begin to integrate ourselves into the health space so that we can know how we can bring the skills that we have developed over time to solve the problem that we are having in the health sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, can we put our hands together for Mr. Tabel? All right, please, do we have anyone with questions in the audience? I would just take 2 people because of our time. Okay, I have one there. Please step forward very quickly. Oh, okay, we already have 2. Do we have anyone from here? Just, okay, 1 person here. So 3 questions. So please step forward. We'll just take the questions very quickly. I hope it's just 1 question, or not 1 question betting 5 questions.
My questions are actually 3, but I'll try and summarize them. The schistosomiasis caused by the water snails. What kind of water snails are we talking about? And is it the normal ones we do eat? And are we then to stop eating them? And also, is there a cure for lymphatic filariasis? Is it all NTDs drugs that have the age limit of 5 years and above? Because you mentioned entromycin, and I think entromycin is also given to babies, if I'm correct. So is it all NTDs that has the age limit of 5 years and above?
Thank you. Okay.
So thank you. I had the first question very well is about schistosomiasis. The vector domiciles in the freshwater snail. It is not the snail we eat. It is the smallest one that you hardly see. Very small snails. They are not the edible ones. So in Yoruba we call it ishawuru, the small snails. So they don't. So that doesn't stop you from eating your normal snail. So and the disease is curable. It's curable with a praziquantel tablet And it's by age, as we have said, from the age of 5 upward. It's, when the keynote speaker was talking the other time, he talked about water, that the engagement, involvement of all relevant stakeholders in order to combat NTD, especially schistosomiasis. You and I will agree with me that you can't go and see water body and start swimming inside it. But for those younger ones, like age of 5 to 14, they can swim inside rivers, they can even drink from the water. While another person is defecating or urinating in the river, they can drink. So that's why our age limit for treatment of schistosomiasis is between 5 to 14. An elderly person from the age of, even someone in iron situation will not go and be swimming inside lake, Abby? You'll agree with me. So WHO is targeting the school age children, that is the age of 5 to 14. And the drug of choice for treatment of schistosomiasis is praziquantel tablet. From 1 tablet to 5 tablets, depending on the height of the child that is suffering from the disease. And you also said you take the medicine for preventive measure as well, not only for treatment. So that's why we treat annually or biannually, depending on the endemicity of that disease in that particular area. Okay, azithromycin. Okay, lymphatic filariasis. Yes, still on what the keynote speaker told us about 2 categories of treatment for NTD before I step out. The first category is the preventive chemotherapy, PCNT, NTD like onchocerciasis, lymphatic filariasis, among others he mentioned. Yes, depending on the affected parts of the system, of the body system. If it is a swollen scrotum, the solution is the removal of the fluid. It is the fluid that got accumulated in the scrotal sac. So what we do is to remove the fluid, and that is through hydrocelectomy, surgery, for the man that is suffering from that disease. As you know, it is being caused by infected female Anopheles mosquito. For the person living with lymphedema, or if it has migrated to the largest, the 4th stage, that is elephantiasis, there is no treatment for that. That's why we use the word morbidity. Talk about the second category, morbidity management, to prevent what? Disability of the person, sufferer, from becoming a burden to the society, so that he can go and fend for himself. So we manage the elephantiasis so that it will not grow bigger than the position. And the person is so much dedicated, committed towards himself. If the person loves himself so much and is washing the feet, raising the leg, observing all the measures they gave to him, there's possibility of the case reversing from maybe the 2nd stage to the latent stage and to the normal position. But the only one that is treatable, curable directly is the surgery for those person living with what? Swollen scrotum that we call hydrocele.
Thank you so much, Ma. All right, sir.
Okay, azithromycin.
Okay.
Are you anybody asking a question about azithromycin for trachoma?
No.
I think she asks if only 5 years are eligible for NTD medicine. So for trachoma, 6 months, from 6 months up, they are eligible for treatment for trachoma. And there are 3 formulations that we use for treatment of trachoma. We have the azithromycin is a common antibiotic. It's also used for other things. It's a broadband antibiotic. But we use, our brand is Zitromas. We call it Zitromas. Zitromas is the NTD brand that we're using. And it's in form of tablets. We also have it in pediatric oral suspension powder. So a child of 6 months can take the POS. A child from 7 who is comfortable to swallow can take the tablet. And the pregnant women are usually encouraged to use the tetracycline eye ointment, the TEO. So we have the one you can also rub on your face for the treatment of trachoma. So these are 3 formulations that we use to manage trachoma. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And please, if you have to, make it one because of our time. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the electrifying delivery of your lecture, sir. During your lecture, you mentioned that giving preventive chemotherapy for NTDs to 80% of the population can break the chain of a particular population. So my question is, would this be effective in combating NTDs like podoconiosis that is not transmitted from persons to persons, as the remaining 20% are not immune to NTDs exposure in relation to vaccine persons, and they can contact it directly from vectors or predisposing factors?
Okay, if you remember, I said
Thank you.
NTD are grouped into two. We have those that are managed by giving medicine to everybody. Those are the ones I'm talking about. The other 16 are not managed by sharing medicine to everybody. Usually you manage the disease as their symptoms is being expressed. So example is that podoconiosis that you mentioned. So this LF, the lymphatic filariasis, the schistosomiasis, the onchocerciasis, the soil-transmitted hermit, and trachoma. These are the ones that we want to break that transmission by giving at least 75, some are 75%, some 80%, but I always aim high. If we can reach 80% of our population with this NTD medicine, we will break the transmission of PCNTDs. That's what the appropriate thing is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And the last question.
My question is that, didn't this medicine have its side effects, especially on the pregnant women?
Please, can we celebrate this young lady? That's a very brilliant question. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much for that brilliant questions. And you know why? She's also a lady. She will become a mother one day.
Yes.
And of course, she's already an advocate for NTD now. So it's a very beautiful questions. You know, you remember in your area, we only treat pregnant women at home. We always advise them, you're having a headache, go and see your doctor. Why? Because the medicine, especially the NTD medicine, we've not had an history of NTD medicine causing a miscarriage or damage to the fetus. But we always want to be on the preventive area to be safe, so that we will not say this NTD medicine this person swallowed and the child died or the baby inside of her died. So, you know, when the child swallowed, a mother swallowed drugs, the drug, you know, migrates. It's being absorbed through the placenta to the child. That is why we don't encourage pregnant women to take it, so that it will not affect the fetus that is inside of her. We've not had any history, but we still discourage pregnant women from taking NTD medicine. Not only pregnant women, remember, less than 5. It is also believed that their liver is not yet matured. We have deworming tablets for less than 5 that are 200 milligrams at primary health care center. They can get them for free, donated also by WHO through primary health care centers. We also less than 5, like I've said, persons, very sick person, someone that has given birth that has not been, the child has not been named, we discourage that in order to be on the what? On the safe side, so that the doctor will not tag NTD medicine as killer medicine. So we don't give to pregnant women, to be on the safe side. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, ladies and gentlemen, can we celebrate these brilliant minds that have engaged us in the last few minutes? Because of our time, I meant to take few closing remarks, but because of our time, we would like to just call it a day on the panel session. Please, can we celebrate them as they go back to their seats? Thank you so much. Because of our time also, I would love that in the next maximum 10 minutes, we are all out of here. And that is why I would like to quickly bring to the microphone the state coordinator once again. She will be inaugurating and spearheading the launch of Malaria and NTD Club in secondary schools. So please, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a very fast process. but it's very important that we get it done. We have spoken so much about it being institutionalized across board in our communities. It is very much important that we target the grassroots, and we understand that the secondary educational system is one part that is crucial to the growth of every youth, even in Nigeria. And that is why we have here present few secondary schools that would serve as representatives, as we hope that this message will spread across other secondary schools in Ilorin and even in Kwara State as a whole. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I make welcome the state coordinator as she comes forward to launch and inaugurate So please put your hands together for the state coordinator of NTD, Mrs. Christiana, as she will be helping us with the inauguration of the clubs for secondary schools. Please put your hands together as she makes her way to stage. Please just give us a few more minutes and we'll be done with the event for the day. Thank you so much.
Sorry, good afternoon, everyone. So, we don't want to take much of our time. We want to do this so quick. Fourth Impact will be inaugurating the Malaria and NTD Student Club across secondary schools. So we'll be starting with a secondary school in Ilorin here, and then we will be expanding to various other communities, the state, and across the nation. So we'll be starting, in order to do that, the state NTD coordinator will be helping us in this inauguration. And I would like to invite off stage the student representative from GDSS, Tanke, and their teachers who are supervising them. So I would love them to come off stage.
Good afternoon once more time. Please let's have a student from GSS forward. And I believe this inauguration is being championed by the Food Impacts organization. Thanks for coming, ma'am. So while we are having this launching this is for these young chaps to be advocate of malaria and neglect tropical disease in their schools. And what are we expecting of them is for them to be speakers, teachers. They should talk about NTD and how to prevent the disease from coming into existence or becoming endemic in their schools and environments. You remember the keynote speaker talk about WASH, that is water, sanitation, and what? Hygiene, which is very key towards combating NTDs, especially soil-transmitted helminthiasis and schistosomiasis in our community. So we want to encourage you, of course, and with this we are launching the inauguration of the Malaria NTD Club. I think this school is going to be a representative of other schools, right, in Ilorin and Kwara State, has been championed by Food Impact. So we are launching this. I think we have the more. For the improvement of our heads in the state, of our students, so that when they got to their various schools, they will be good advocates of NTD, our free malaria and free NTDs in our state, being a vocal person to other schools around them, through ensuring of a proper hand wash, sanitation and hygiene, discouraging their colleagues from defecating or being outside on the field or behind the classrooms. We should make use of the public toilets that is being built, ensure proper hand wash, ensure cleaning of hands before and after use of toilets. On behalf of, and of course, we want the Mr. Folayo and Saiseва representative, Mr. Olaleko Ajayi, to join us there with the launching of the malaria and the NTD club in our schools. You know, there's another that said, Agbajowo la fi soyabi, ajeje kan wokon gberu dori. So we need to do it together so that we'll get it right together at every level, both from the grassroots, community to state, and also to the national office. So on behalf of the Food Impact Organization, we are launching the inauguration of Malaria NTD Club. Sorry. So on behalf of Nigerian Malaria and NTD Clubs, we are launching the inauguration of the Malaria NTD Club in our schools for the good health of the good people of Kwara State. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a very big congratulations to Kwara State. We know that this great feat that has started will transcend time, will transcend generations. To bring us the closing remarks because of our time, and to say a word of thanks and to launch us forward into the things ahead. Please put your hands together for the youth representative himself, a visionary and the man who had the mind to bring us all here together. Please put your hands together for Mr. Tibel Omoli.
Thank you so much, our moderator. Yeah, if you are clapping, let's clap for our moderator too. He has done a very wonderful job today. Mr. Ina has been with us. You know, I just make a call to him. I said, I will be there, and I was surprised that he's here. Thank you so much. Where is he? Can we clap for him? Yeah. Okay, so we're supposed to have a presentation, but we decided to scrap it so that we can close on time. So we want to leave here by 4, everybody's out. All the state team, we want to say thank you for coming. You see, we planned this together with the State Ministry of Health. I was in the Director of Public Health Office, and again with the National Coordinator of Neglected Tropical Diseases, Federal Ministry of Health in Nigeria. Then with the team, I want to say thank you for all of them for supporting us to have this, because anything that state did not support is just useless in doing it, because they are the one that sustain every intervention, they are the one that sustain every innovation in their state. So we say thank you to you, state. And again, I want to say thank you to all of us that find ourselves here. You have heard from our guys and all of them, but practically we are the center of this. And this has always been my drive, that until youth come to the limelight of driving innovation change in the health sector, there is nothing that can change in this country. Let me say this. When you look at our babas, they are tired. The only thing they know, sorry that I'm saying this, is just to collect money and bless you. That's all. Yes, that's the best they can do. I'm not joking. Yeah, but we need to learn from them, because they have done some things in the past. if you don't learn from what they have done, you may not be able to thrust forward correctly. Do you get? And that is why we need to learn through mentorship, volunteerism with them, so that we can be able to change the narrative of what we have in our community. So this is my plead to you. Please, as you step out of here, there was an operation that a team at the pre-conference did yesterday. They said, Operation Tell One to Tell Another Person. One person inform another person. We can get this information right to everybody. Please, I beg of you, as you step out of here, let it be a priority. You can share it on your WhatsApp status, on your LinkedIn, on your Twitter, on your TikTok. You can join us, you can volunteer with us, and we know that together we'll be able to do great things together. Thank you for coming, and for Kwasu, we say thank you. For Kwara Poly, Unilorin, and Alikma, every places that you have come, and those people that travel outside the Lorin to come here from Mundo, Ogun, Abuja, different places, we say thank you, and have a very wonderful day, and make sure that you share the word of NTD. God bless.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tibel. Ladies and gentlemen, please may we rise. It's been an insightful moment. It's been an insightful day. You would agree with me that we've gained knowledge, we've added knowledge, and today we can call ourselves advocates of NTDs as we step out and take the message of NTD to the ends of the earth. So if there is anyone in the auditorium right now and you are interested in volunteering with Food Impact, you want to become a volunteer and do work with them, Mr. Daniel is right here. So please, you can just step forward and they will take your names and you will begin your volunteer work immediately. Thank you so much for coming around today. My name is Aino Ayomide Emmanuel, and it has been a beautiful moment. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.